Downtown, I got that heat, let's go. Downtown, I got that heat, let's go.
Yo, what up, good people? What is going on, SMT Nation? What up, Dennis? What up, Los? What up, Brian? What up?
Not much, Sneed. I'm very happy to be on the show. I saw you invite me the other day, but I didn't see it until afterwards, and this one just showed up today, so I figured I'd pop in. It is great to see a bunch of friendly faces in the community. Stats, I see you're in the chat. Good to see you, man. I'm loving what you're doing with the coverage map. Carlos, I haven't talked to you in a hot minute on the phone. We'll have to have one of our classic phone calls behind the scenes at some point.
Quit bulling, bro. Sitting here, when am I on me? Get out of here with that bull, man.
The last time I texted you and didn't get a response in iMessage, and that was the last. I said on Thursday, March 9th, bro, I asked you something about one of your lines because I noticed something, and you didn't answer me, and that was the last time we talked. You haven't texted me, not called me since, and you know what number to call me on. You know which one it is.
Bro, quit bullying.
Bro, I'll send you the screenshot on iMessage right now. But that being said, it's good to be on, man. I love being on with the community. It's always a nice change of pace, spice of life, so to speak. Hopefully everyone's been doing well. I don't want to take over the show. I know Sneed probably has plenty of things planned. But man, the wireless world has been crazy in these last couple weeks.
Yeah, it has been wild, man. There's been a lot of things happening, and it's really good to have you back, Dennis. It's been a while since you've been on the show. I mean, it's gotten to the point, Dennis, where you take your little hiatus, and everybody starts asking about you, man. So you better cut it out.
Bro,
can you guys hear me on the caller side?
I'm a text
I know that, bro, but I always send the link because you're my homie, and if you're available and you could take that call, I throw it there because you're one of the voices of the nation, dog.
Hey,
I'm saying you don't always send the link is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm just saying just text me, let me know in advance, and I'll be here.
Well, we always do the Friday show, and then sometimes the extra stuff. And I mean, you get the emails, right?
No, dude, these are the first couple emails I got. Real talk.
Oh shit.
These last two, man, I didn't get any other.
Maybe I got the mass email finally, where it needs to be, because what it kind of like populates of who I usually email. Maybe I just missed that. Anyways, my bad, bro. We'll get it right. What up, Los?
I need a test check on the caller.
Yep, sound good.
Okay.
Yep, clear. Well, you sound like a caller coming in calling. As good as it's gonna get, probably.
Stetson, absolutely not. Why would I get that garbage plan? It's more expensive. Literally offers almost no value. The things that it does offer are things that I don't care about. Like, the whole big thing with Go 5G Plus is device financing, which T-Mobile basically did what they did to the old grandfather simple choice of 1 Plus customers, where they took away the good financing for Max customers and gave it to Go 5G Plus. And let's be real here, we already know the best way to buy your phone is straight from manufacturer unlocked.
Dennis, should I boost your audio a little bit?
Yeah, if it's too soft, yeah, go for it.
Okay.
I could also just try to get the mic even closer.
See, bro, he went MIA. He was ghosting, and now he's trying to sound all soft like a teddy bear.
Soft like a teddy bear? Bro, I'm a loud Italian. What do you mean?
There you go. The loud Italian's coming back out. All right.
But, yeah, no, I mean, Go 5G Plus is more expensive. It's a terrible deal. I got the insider discount on Max, and T-Mobile always knows how to mess up my account, so why would I want to switch over to that plan?
Facts. Says
the man with a finance. Look, dude, the one and only the one and only time I financed a phone through T-Mobile was hell on earth, and the only other phone I financed was actually through Best Buy, not even T-Mobile. It was through Best Buy. I mean, I guess it's through T-Mobile, but I got it through Best Buy. So I don't know, but no, I'm not switching.
Can I just say how privileged I am to be around, talking with you guys? I've been waiting on Sneed to get Dennis on here for as long as I can remember. What's up, Dennis?
Not much. I'm trying to think. Your voice sounds familiar, but I don't recognize the name.
Of course it does. So, of course, you are Mr. AT&T. Sneed would probably call me Mr. Verizon. So yeah, I've always wanted to spar with you a little bit, just kind of talk a little bit. So I'm feeling good. Yo, Sneed didn't tell me that you were gonna be here. He probably did that on purpose.
I mean, look, I don't. When it comes to vocal debates, anyway, I don't shy away from anyone.
I know. Oh, I know, man. I know, and I respect you. I respect that. I respect that.
Right. How long have you been a part of the community from the outsider angle of things?
I had been watching for months before I finally got an opportunity to be on the show. So, Yeah, man, I've listened to Dennis say a lot of really good things. Some things I've agreed with, most things I've agreed with. Some things I've taken a little bit of issue with, and we've had some good, discussion and everything as far as me being in the comments.
Nice.
But I've never been able to actually talk to him. So definitely, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Stetson also being in the chat. Stetson, you're doing some really good work. So hats off to you as well, sir.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Stetson putting together the coverage map and that I don't know what you call it. It's a very feature-rich layout.
Yeah, man, absolutely, man. It's a little bit too T-Mobile friendly for me, but I understand. I get it. I understand. I get it. I get it.
I mean, the way the coverage map is, right? Like, look, I know a little bit about it because Stetson was working on that back when we were doing best phone plans. So I know a little bit about it. In fact, Stetson, as a side note, when are you going to get those achievements that we talked about, man? I made a whole little pretty Excel sheet for you with some achievements and some picture ideas. Where they at? No, I'm just kidding. But look, we need more people to put data on there.
Absolutely.
If you don't want to be T-Mobile focused, we need Verizon customers and AT&T customers run speed tests and then export them as a CSV and just upload them. Get the points. Get them going.
Jose, good evening, man. I appreciate your question. I do not have my own channel. I don't think I'm quite worthy, but maybe it's something in the future I'll think about.
Oh shit!
All right, man. We got the first story. You guys ready to give this a go?
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it,
man. All right, first story. Telecompetitor titled "Google Fiber to Build in Pocatello, Idaho." Dog, freaking Idaho, man. All right, Google Fiber planning to deploy service in Pocatello, Idaho, first market in the state. Hopefully, that means more markets in the state. A little bit of growth there. Plans to begin deploying the service this year. First customers expected to be connected mid-2024. Pocatello is growing, and reliable high-speed internet is not a luxury anymore, according to the Pocatello mayor. This is a game changer. Will have positive effects on the community, bring additional economic development. Bryant, we were talking about this backstage, right? That is the name of the game, right? It is a game changer when cities, counties, states get legitimate fiber build. No additional details provided, but it's likely that Google Fiber plans to offer service at speeds up to 8 gigabit per second.
That's such an odd number to pick. Why 8?
Because it's more than 5.
Bam.
Yeah, but like to do 8, you have to do 10 gig, right? Like that's the
sure, and that's the next thing.
Okay.
Yeah, little increments, kind of like what the iPhone does every year with their phones. Just make it 9% better than the last one.
It's just a software improvement anyway. I mean, NG-PON2 equipment is capable of up to 80 gigs. So it's not like, these carriers can't go out and do it. I mean, it's ready now. The NG-PON2 equipment that Verizon and others are putting out there, it has the capability of 80 gigs now. So software update, software upload, boom, you're at 10, 12 gigs whenever you want to, all the way up to 80. So it's nothing.
All right, it says the median household income is above national average at $56,000. Demographics like that makes it an attractive location for fiber providers because they come in with the premium offers, right? You come in with a 1 gig offer, a 2 gig offer, a 8 gig offer. You sell it for $150. You sell it for $200, whatever. I mean, Google Fiber does have the best price for multi-gig fiber. Nobody else really touches them. The other companies are usually 50% more, right? So like AT&T, I think it's $80 more to get the 10 gig than what Google Fiber is selling for the 8 gig. Anyways, your thoughts on that, Dennis? Google Fiber to Pocatello, Idaho.
Well, you know me, Snoot. Anytime I see any company expanding fiber, I'm happy. We all agree on this. We all agree in this community. Fiber, when done right, is the gold standard. That being said, a little bit interesting that. Well, first, it's good to see Google's expanding because I thought Google Fiber was honestly a dead project. Because they had a lot of hangups there along the way. Like I don't think they've done any major build outs since like 10 was like the last major time I heard a build out from them. So it's nice to see that they're doing something meaningful. But it's an interesting location. that Idaho, the state of Idaho, is getting the attention. And this
Never heard
isn't
of Pocatello. Honestly, never heard of it. I've heard of Boise.
well, this is the thing I was going to say, Sneed, is that Idaho is sort of going through like a tech renaissance for infrastructure because it wasn't that long ago, Sneed, I think on this show, we had a discussion about a couple co-ops also cooking in Idaho. So, so Idahoans are doing well. And
Idahoans, is that a thing?
I don't know. I just made it up on the spot.
Nice, bro. I thought that was like legit. Like,
Idahoans,
like they should be yodeling, bro.
Idahoans, though, are going to be doing well. I don't think 8 gig is going to be something that anyone really needs for the foreseeable future on a consumer side. But I do think it's going to be good for businesses and enterprises out there and also the farmers because people don't realize it, but farming is way more complicated today from like a productivity standpoint than 20 years ago with all the different sensors that you want to put on your farm to optimize, like say watering as an example or pesticide spraying,
monitoring, right?
Yeah, so this is good stuff, and it's going to have meaningful and measurable economic impacts to the local communities where they get these reliable connections, I think.
Nice. Let me get Brian in here.
I'm really impressed with the choice to go to Idaho. I think Google's been really strategic in where they've gone to build. They've gone to places that have been traditionally underserved and that don't already have a fiber player there at scale. That's really important.
Dunk, right?
Exactly. So they're going to be that first to market. They're going to be the ones that kind of establish those customer relationships early. That's really, really important because we all know fiber to the prim customers generally are very, very sticky. They're not going to leave unless there's an issue.
Fiber customers are in terms of churn. What do you think the ultra low? The fact that it's fiber, the fact that it's priced so well, and the fact that it's Google, it's a name, right?
Exactly. The fact that it's priced so low, the fact that they're going to addressable markets that are not heavily, competitive, it just makes sense. Well, I mean, if I were them, I wouldn't go to New York City. Why would I do that? Everybody's in New York City. But going to an Idaho, and there was, I think, also another place that we talked about a few weeks ago, going to these more rural communities, it makes a lot of sense to be able to do that. Just because you're able to get there before everybody else does. It makes a lot of sense.
Los, can I get you in on this?
I'm just surprised that they chose such a small place like that. I've drove through there many times, actually, just about 4 months ago.
What's it like, Los?
It's just very small. It's just a path to go to Canada on the I-15.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so with a median income that's above the national average, what was the vibes?
It's very ghetto, but
what?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm not even playing, bro.
I wouldn't equate Idaho with that. Okay. All right.
It's actually very ghetto, bro. Like housing is really small. Like you could tell that they're 1890s, 1900s style housing, a lot of it.
Wait, so it's antique?
Yeah.
That wouldn't be ghetto.
No, but I mean ghetto like ghetto ass people, bro.
I don't know. This I guess we'd have to drive over there and see. I don't know, man.
I mean, it's cool though, I mean, it gives
I'm not going to.
Why not?
I'm not going to Idaho, Sneed.
You're not going. Carlos just scared you away from your
Pocatello
vacation.
It's not even that. I'm not going to Idaho, man. I'm good.
Man, it's home of the humble potato, man. You don't want some Idahoan potatoes?
Come on, bro.
You can get French fries,
bro. Come on, think about what you could do with potatoes, Brian. You could do mashed. You could do garlic mashed. You could do cheddar mashed. You could do twice baked. You could do French fries. You could do potato pancakes. You could do baked potatoes. Like, think about all that sour cream and cheese that makes it all fantastic.
Yo, fellas, all that stuff is served everywhere. You don't have to get that in Idaho.
You could turn on a light bulb with your potato as well. Power your smartphone with the potato.
You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy.
I'm joking a little bit, but no, I think everybody agrees. This is awesome.
Yeah, man, absolutely, man. It's good to see that. Good to see that.
Gives them an option, so why not?
All right, good stuff, man. All right, next story. AT&T touts consistent profitable growth in 5G and fiber. This was a little bit of the stuff that we covered yesterday during the live stream when we talked about the AT&T earnings. I think some of the points that are in this article really drive home some of the stuff that I covered in my video when I covered the earnings report at the start of the day, yesterday's morning video. And I just want to reaffirm the market sell-off for AT&T was unjustified. There are
Absolutely.
so many. There's absolute strengths at AT&T that indicate industry best. Yet the market sold off. So I want to discuss the gains, the consistency, the performance of this company. It is operating like a well-oiled machine. All right, so AT&T reported first quarter earnings yesterday, and they had that huge stock sell-off, the share sell-off. They reported 424,000 postpaid phone net adds. In my opinion, that is going to be the best organic number in the industry. It's only going to be overshadowed by T-Mobile because they sell free lines. Every third line is free. You know, total wireless net adds were at over 5 million. Let's see here. Says 542,000 of the net adds were postpaid, which is the most profitable kind. They lost 56,000 postpaid tablets. I think that's an indication of economic slowdown. People are prioritizing what they really need, and they're like, I don't need this tablet line. Prepaid net adds were 40,000. They win with Cricket. And then they had 174,000 other net adds, which sounds like watches or something. Postpaid churn is still phenomenal, under 1%. Prepaid churn was at 2.73. That will be industry best. Cricket even lower. AT&T has 4.7 million FirstNet connections. That continues to grow. They hit 160 million pops of 5G Plus. In reality, since they started building 5G Plus, they are building at a faster pace than T-Mobile built 1041. Don't at me on that. I don't want to hear it. It's the facts. In one calendar year, they have built 160 million pops of N77. Just calling a spade. Don't at me on that. Fight yourself. They now actually offer 5G connectivity in more of the country than T-Mobile. They have 290 million pops of 5G coverage. Legitimate 5G coverage. At least by the 3GPP standards. The fiber network now is passing 19.7 million customers, 3 million enterprise locations. They're expecting to surpass 30 million fiber locations by the end of 2025. Broadband revenues are up over 7%. The fiber growth is now over 30%, approaching 31%. They had 272,000 fiber net adds. They saw non-fiber services lose 23,000. That's DSL. And I believe some of that was the California flooding. They just said, to hell with it. We're out. We're not repairing it. We're done. I feel bad for those people, but I don't know what they're going to do. First quarter revenues are the problem. They were projected and predicted to go $3 billion. They hit $1.4 billion. Yes, sir.
I apologize for interrupting. You said that their total addressable market is 18 million pops, 18 million 18 million I guess pops covered, or 18 million
Are you talking about the
MDUs,
fiber?
or
Are you
yes,
talking about the fiber?
Yep, AT&T fiber.
The fiber, they pass almost 20 million.
Okay, so 19. Okay, all right, thank you. Continue.
Yeah,
I apologize for interrupting.
Sure, they want to get to 30 million by the end of 25. Their revenues fell a little short in the business side. Consumer seemed strong. CapEx, 4.3 billion spent. That's down from 4.6 a year ago. So they are slightly down just a little bit in spending. Total CapEx investment, which included 2.1 billion in cash payments for vendor financing, was 6.4 billion. They spent money. They reinvested into the network. Their focus from John Stankey's view is proven and sustainability, customer-centric experiences, high-value customers, aka premium customers, right? Those that have good revenue, good ARPU, I should say. The mobility segment had revenue increases of 2.5% year over year at 20 billion, 20.6. 15.5 billion of that, it says here, were from, what does it say here? Oh, postpaid ARPU growth, 5.2% increase. I see a lot of good here. I see a lot of good. Everything seemed good with the exception of business wireline. And their stock plummeted because the projection from Wall Street was $3 billion in free cash flow. AT&T had $1 billion in free cash flow because they spent on the network. They reinvested capital into the company. The street has it wrong. The street has it absolutely wrong. Where this is a buy the dip situation.
Yeah,
Mark my word. You can, Dennis. You can bet your beanie on this. T-Mobile just dipped 10%, or excuse me, AT&T dipped 10% yesterday. It's currently trading at $17. It will be $20, slam dunk, by the end of this year.
Yeah, everything AT&T is doing is the correct decisions right now, considering the economic environment we're currently in. Like inflation has been a pressure that has been impacting the industry. It's not good to really sit on the free cash flow right now, because just having it there isn't going to do anything, and taking on additional debts right now with interest rates going up on loans is bad. So them taking any of the free cash flow they have and investing in it back into the business makes sense. And the decisions that they're deciding to invest in won't pay off immediately, but it puts them in a stronger position a few years from now, especially whenever they get prepared to really sink their teeth into a like millimeter wave deployment or continuing to densify their mid-band holdings. Because right now AT&T still hasn't been even utilizing all their mid-band spectrums for 5G. So I think they're in a good spot. I think the stock, I don't know what the stock's going to look like, because the stock market's not really reflective of the actual business itself most of the time. By that I mean, like, there are plenty of stocks right now in the stock market that are being, in my opinion, like overvalued or undervalued. Even though I think the actual foundations of the business itself are either strong or weak. But I don't think it would be hard to see it going above $20 by end of year. I think that's a reasonable amount of time, especially considering that all telecom stocks tend to see a pretty big increase in price around the holiday quarter, since that's their growth period. But yeah, this is impressive stuff from AT&T. Their 5G build out has been really strong. People get tired of me here. People get tired of me saying it, but over here in Pittsburgh, their 5G build out seems to be pretty much done already. All of Pittsburgh basically has 5G plus. The performance is really good. Not all the sites have the full 80 megahertz on. It's mainly just the 40 megahertz flavor of N77 right now. But the performance is good. It's 400 meg typically, 300 to 400, and lots of capacity is available.
Nice, good stuff, Brian. Let me get you in here. Oh snap, we got a Zero Cool sighting. We'll get his input on this as well.
I echo what you said, and also what Dennis said as well. AT&T had an outstanding quarter. The street definitely got it wrong. Big surprise, they get it wrong a lot. But yeah, I mean, AT&T is hitting on all cylinders. They're making really, really good financial decisions. If I'm not mistaken, in the fourth quarter, I think they paid off like $24 billion in debt. That's very smart, given where we are as a country, and where the economy is. Just like Dennis said, it's really expensive to be in debt right now. Now is the time to get out of it if you can. If you have the cash and you're able to spend it, spending it on getting out of debt makes a lot of sense. Spending it on your network makes a lot of sense. Everything that they're doing, they're hitting on all cylinders, man. They really are doing well, and it really sucks. It's unfortunate to see that they're trading at less than $20. They've made some mistakes in the past, but they've atoned for those mistakes, and they've been hitting back very, very well. I think Mr. Stank, he is to be commended. He's been doing a very, very good job, and it's unfortunate that the street's not rewarding, him and his business as such, because they really are hitting on all cylinders. They are a formidable opponent to Verizon as far as network dominance and being that network king. I still think at the end of the day, Verizon comes out on top. It's going to take something drastic for me to ever move off that mountain. However, I do, admit that AT&T is going to be a very, very close second, and they are a very formidable opponent. So yeah, hats off to them. They've done really good work.
Zero Cool, jump in.
So I think AT&T in my eyes always, ever since Verizon has sold their properties off to Frontier, AT&T has and always will, and especially for the foreseeable future, have a competitive edge, especially to with the fiber game, right? And not just that, their mid-band deployments as well, but that seems to be their two constant powerhouses for them. What's you ask somebody about fiber, what's the first words out of their mouth? They think AT&T, right?
Facts.
So it's AT&T is able to scale their fiber, like nobody else. That's just 'cause they own it, but they know how to do it. They've been doing it for, a long, long time, right? So I think
You know what they understand, Zero Cool, AT&T, and this is something I've said about business for many years, and it's something I learned from my dad. You don't get cute. You don't try to time shit. When you need something done, you do it, because the cost of production and the cost of making stuff, like EM Tech is saying here, and I've been saying this a long time, the costs only increase. So the cheapest time to do anything is now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the good thing about the AT&T fiber is the only things that really increase are, like, for example, the transport gear,
Labor.
the optics that connect to it, the fiber itself. They can actually manufacture. They do the construction routes, the fiber routes. They can actually do that pretty cheap, to be honest. So, but the cool part is why AT&T has such a competitive advantage over everybody else is the rates that they get to charge other providers, especially when you don't have like a Comcast or a Spectrum in the area. It's really profitable for them, and I think I personally would like to see. This is just my opinion, but I would love to see like AT&T buy out maybe like Lumen or Altice or something like that, just to kind of expand their fiber game, because they would definitely help.
I don't know about Altice, but I could definitely see something else maybe.
Yeah, I mean, Altice does have a small fiber footprint, but I mean, it's
AT&T is not in a strong position right now for any major acquisitions.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I see partnerships as a very
partnership.
strong
Well, whatever.
Continue with the joint ventures, right?
Joint ventures, sure, but acquisitions. First off, the political climate wouldn't allow for it, but secondarily, AT&T. So AT&T has a lot of assets, right? Which is why we're not really worried about their debt. They have healthy cash flow. That's why most investors, again, aren't worried about their debt. But they're also not in a position, especially after the most recent spectrum auctions and the need to be able to raise money for future spectrum acquisitions, to be taking on any more debt than they already have as far as the debt burden goes. So acquisitions, I think, are out of AT&T's scope and picture. But as far as like a partnership goes, I don't see them wanting to or needing to partner with any private companies, and that's not really been AT&T's MO. I think it's going to be a big refocusing on state partnerships. Specifically, one of the ones we don't typically talk about is the education sector.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of government contracts and funding for universities gets awarded every year. For example, over here in Pennsylvania, I think I've briefly talked about this maybe on this podcast or Best Phone Plans, one of the two. But Penn State University originally was awarding a contract to Fios to run a direct fiber line between their campuses. I talked about how Verizon screwed the pooch on that, and Comcast ended up getting the bid, and they've won all future bids, not just for Penn State, but for other local community colleges and universities here in Pennsylvania. So Comcast is just getting free cash flow from the state of PA every year to do these direct fiber connects, and I think that's a business segment that AT&T should focus on. It's free money.
Nice, Dennis. Good stuff. Didn't think about that angle, but it's basically like an enterprise deal.
I do not appreciate some of the slight of Verizon in some of these comments, but I'm gonna be quiet.
Hey, they screwed my state, and that's a fact. You can look back at it. If Verizon didn't screw the state of Pennsylvania, they could have had this whole state covered in Verizon Fios, paid for by the Pennsylvania taxpayer. But they missed their deadlines and their objectives, even with a decade extension. So that's on Verizon.
Well, I don't disagree. I mean, there have been mistakes. AT&T's made mistakes as well. It happens. But yeah, I still stand by what I said.
Are you guys ready for this next AT&T piece?
Absolutely.
It is official, folks. AT&T has officially connected their first Gigapower customer. Some of you may not know what this is or what it is referenced to, but Gigapower is the brand, the joint venture between BlackRock and AT&T. All right, they're pooling together their resources to build an open source, I guess, or what should we say, open platform fiber program in which they're basically going to wholesale their fiber. It could be used for enterprise, it could be fiber to the prem, but basically AT&T and BlackRock collectively as a group, as a partnership, are going to build these fiber projects. They're basically the holdings company, and then they're just going to sell the access to retail operators. All right, so I thought this was great. I thought this was an excellent move. This is what I think T-Mobile is copying off of, except they have no ownership, right? They want to be the retail front side of the house. AT&T and BlackRock want to be the ownership and builders, right? It's a long-term investment. All right, this is the type of investment that's going to pay out for decades and decades and decades. So the fact that they now have their first customer officially connected, they said they did it in January. They will be doing it imminently in the near future, where all the infrastructure they need to sell and support customers through all their different channels. I look at the synergies. This is going to provide fiber to sites, fiber to prem. This is going to offer new opportunities for wireless gains for AT&T mobility customers. It's going to allow them to do more with retail because they can put their stores in locations where they actually have the presence and they know they can kind of like double dip within those different consumer segments. They know their DSL service is dying, so they have to expand. And with a joint venture, you could do more. Good partnerships allow multiple entities to flourish. The best deals in business involve multiple winners, not one group winning and another group losing. I've always felt like that's a good business transaction when you have multiple parties winning. Customers will win here. Other smaller businesses and regional providers will win here. Local providers will win here. And then, of course, the wireless customer wins as well. All right. Anybody surprised by how fast this thing really took off? What do you think, Zero Cool? Surprised by the rate of kind of launch, or do you think this was something that was in the works for a couple of years? No, Zero Cool?
Oh yes. So I think BlackRock is a good they're a good partner, they're a good investor. They're able to
They got capital, man. They got money.
Exactly. Yeah. So they're able to invest in companies like AT&T. Not just them. They're really well known, around the U.S. BlackRock. I just hope they find more partners. I'm trying to think of the other partner that I can't think of off the top of my head that Sprint used to deal with them. But I think more the better, right? So I think they're well positioned. I think they work great together, and this proves it. The Gigapower, I think they'll eventually they'll expand into enterprise customers, especially, right? So, and also I could probably see government customers as well using Gigapower, or some form of it, I should say. So, yeah. But no, it's definitely a great partnership.
Like private networking.
Exactly. Yeah. Solutions. So like right. MVPNs or private Ethernet. Basically, I mean, the possibilities are kind of endless with Gigapower, right? So I could see, actually, if you want to get honest about it, I could really see, how Verizon has their smart cities, right? I could really see it'll be so cool if AT&T can do like a smart city with Gigapower.
That would be huge. Get cities connected.
Oh, absolutely. That'd be game changing.
Coordinate their mass transit connectivity. Coordinate their utilities.
Yeah, right, exactly. And it would be cheaper, like cost of ownership for everybody involved. It would be really nice. So
nice, yeah. Good points. Dennis, jump in.
I think Gigapower is awesome for AT&T, and I'm not surprised it's happening as quickly because they partnered with BlackRock, literally one of the largest,
powerful,
most powerful, like financial influences that no one recognizes the name of in the broader scheme of things, because
any investor knows the name though.
Any investor knows the name, but your typical consumer won't. I will say though, the concept of Gigapower essentially is what Socialist Dennis has argued the government should have done for decades, which is just build out the fiber and lease it to the private companies to use, except in this case, AT&T is the private company that's leasing out to other private companies to use. I think it's going to be good for everyone involved, like you said. I'm really hoping that it turns into a situation similar to what we've seen happen in like cities that did get publicly funded broadband, like Project Utopia. You know, there's like a ton of like smaller private companies that are using Utopia's infrastructure. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping happens here, but that will really depend on like the terms and how comfortable AT&T is having competition. But I'm hoping they enable something like that so consumers can have real, meaningful choices, and that in that competition then comes from not the actual performance of the internet, because we know that the internet quality will be the same amongst those people, but instead other focal points of value could be focused on, such as the customer service or other value adding experiences in the internet space. It's something that we really haven't seen, because home internet really historically hasn't had competition in the US, right? So it would be cool to see that level of competition spring up in these places where Gigapower is deployed. I think that'd be good for consumers and business needs, and provide room for some of these additional use cases that we never really think about, for like, how are you going to use 2 gigs internet, for example, right? Like right now, there's not anything designed around maximizing that kind of bandwidth, but maybe with some new competitions and innovative companies, we can see new technologies be developed and utilize this capacity that's being deployed.
Bryant, jump in.
I don't really have too much to add. I mean, I agree. It was definitely a good move by AT&T to go ahead and facilitate a partnership like this, especially since they've been a little bit cash strapped. Can't afford to do everything, so partnerships are definitely good. If you can't own it, then it's great to partner with someone to help you finance it, and then you just sharing the profitability and sharing the positivity. It makes a lot of sense. I applaud AT&T for doing something like this. It's very forward thinking, and it just makes a lot of sense for their business.
Los, let me get you in here on this, man. What do you think of this BlackRock development, the Gigapower, AT&T launching things pretty quick? They got customers connected.
Well, I mean, they're doing what they got to do. I mean, it's good that they partnered with somebody, because sometimes it's nice not to have to front the whole bill. You know, helps keep the stability going with the company. At the same time, you know, they can use that cash that they would have used for that into something else to improve the company.
Good point.
So it kind of works out.
You know what this reminds me?
What?
Money talks and bullshit walks.
Oh, of course. 100%.
Any arguments from the panel?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I think this entire conversation just lends way to what we all kind of know. There are 2 leaders in telecommunications. They're red and they're blue. They're not pink. Nobody with any salt is breaking down T-Mobile's door to do business with them. They don't have enough assets yet, and everyone knows that.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I actually disagree.
I'm not. I would love to hear your reasoning why, because I don't see the data. Everybody, everybody in the business world is asking for a T and VZ. Those are the 2 tickers everybody's going to.
So there is an area where T-Mobile is doing really well right now, and that is in the MVNO space. So T-Mobile has been treating their MVNO customers pretty poorly, and yet they still have more MVNO options on their network than AT&T or Verizon.
That's not true. Let's talk about it, Dennis.
It very much is.
Why do you feel that way? So you say they have more what than Verizon and AT&T?
More MVNOs. So
more MVNOs?
Like your Mints, I guess Mint doesn't count because they got acquired, but like your technically US Mobile has a GSM version running on T-Mobile's network. You got your Telos, your I need Stetson's best phone plans website to come up to show the freaking list of T-Mobile websites. Don't make me pull it up right now.
But, you're talking about companies and not actual customer count.
Not talking about customer count. I'm talking about actual like companies. Yes.
I mean, I guess. Okay. I don't know, man. If you ask me, the big player in the MVNO space right now seems to be Verizon. The two big growth companies, which are the cable companies, they're all in bed with Verizon as far as their agreements are concerned.
Yeah, but
Verizon's not done. I mean, there's rumors out there that things are going to continue to expand in that space as far as the partnerships that they've gotten and that they're going to continue to get.
But Verizon and AT&T have major challenges when it comes to handling the MVNO space, in the fact that, in particular Verizon, in the fact that they simply just don't have the phone compatibility. So like T-Mobile, right? They'll let you activate literally any device on their network. They don't care. Verizon's still old school. Those IMEI checks has to be certified by their back-end tools. If you got a international Galaxy phone, right, ain't going to work on Verizon. Even if it has the band support, you're going to get a big old message talking about how your device ain't certified with pretty much every single one of Verizon's MVNOs. Verizon even directly, right? T-Mobile doesn't have those kind of problems. And that's massive in the MVNO space when you think about the fact that most consumers in the MVNO space aren't just going to be willing to just go buy a new phone, and most MVNOs aren't going to offer new phones to consumers, right? Most. And if they do, it's going to be some cheapo like Galaxy insert A model phone or some used handset partnership, right? So in that space, T-Mobile does have a leg up. They're easier to work with for the businesses that want to start off in MVNO because they don't have to worry about the headaches of handset support, because anything will just kind of work as long as it has demands. And that is one area where T-Mobile does have an advantage. There's a lot less hassles from an integration standpoint on that front. That's not to say Verizon isn't working hard to change that, right? They've been making some major acquisitions. They have the Visible brand where they've been trying to change that space up. And we know that they've been pursuing other things like you talked about, like the cable deals. But that prepaid MVNO space is really T-Mobile's domain.
Are you talking about prepaid or MVNO or both? Because on the MVNO side, I mean, most of the major agreements over the last year and a half have been to Verizon. I mean, you got the Mobile X, you already talked about, the cable companies and whatnot. The ones that are growing, the companies that you listed that are with T-Mobile, I barely even heard of. But I've heard of Spectrum, I've heard of Comcast, I've heard of those guys, and they're growing 1 million customers a quarter. And all of those customers are going to the Verizon network. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Still in the chat, man? I need you here. You're the one that knows this space best. Where are you at, Stetson?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they may have a long list of companies. I'm just not sure if those companies are really impactful to the space. I mean, I'm not really sure they are. But I will say that Comcast and Charter are, and they're with Verizon.
Yeah, so that's important. Two things there. From the Verizon side, they have the growth on their network, right? The thing is like everybody's talking about growth, yet and still the network that is taking on the most customers in total is Verizon.
It's the same thing in the prepaid space. They're the largest prepaid provider in the country as well. I mean,
when they purchased TracFone, they took that's huge share. So
yeah,
actually T-Mobile has consolidated their MVNOs and they don't really have Dish anymore. So now they're the least active in MVNO, I think. I mean, Metro is a prepaid arm of their company, so it's like I don't count that as MVNO, right? That's just their prepaid carrier. So
yeah,
I mean they deal with Altice, who adds like 40,000 customers a year. I don't know how many MVNO brands are on T-Mobile anymore. The one thing I've noticed about T-Mobile now having the channel for several years, they don't like doing business with companies that can grow.
Yeah. Yeah,
T-Mobile refuses to enable another company. See, Verizon is a wise, and I actually get what Hans does. He's willing to partner, right? Comcast and Charter are Verizon partners. Like, we can call them customers, and that's fine and dandy, but they're legitimate partners. When those carriers grow, Verizon grows. Even if it is at a dip of an ARPU, those were customers that normally probably would have gone to AT&T or T-Mobile. So at least Verizon keeps some of it in the house.
Exactly. It's a dip in ARPU for any of the major MNOs. I mean, it's a dip in ARPU of T-Mobile or any of the brands that Dennis just spoke of, if they activate with those brands instead of with T-Mobile, that's the game that you play when you're in the prepaid MVNO space, unless those are native customers.
This
But
is
I
just
mean,
me. I might be wrong, Bryant, but I think John Leisure would have played ball better with MVNOs. I think
you're
it's a Mike
absolutely right.
Sievert thing. I think it's a Mike Sievert thing. He doesn't want to play ball with anyone that can grow off of their back.
Because it doesn't really earn you the profitability that the native customer does. It makes sense, but
You know what
John,
the truth is? You know what the truth is? They don't own their network. That's really why.
yeah, I mean,
They don't own fiber, and they don't own all their spectrum. That's real talk. Bro, this is no frills, no fluff, no passes. I think T-Mobile would be more willing to resell their network if they really owned it. Dennis, do you agree?
Yeah, yes, I'll agree, because it would technically make for more room of profit on the T-Mobile network, but also know at the same time, because they don't have a reason to be competitive in the space. What I said before kind of still stands. Like, T-Mobile, in T-Mobile's eyes, right, for the longest time, they have been very successful in the prepaid and MVNO space, to the point where there really hasn't been any meaningful competition to them in that realm. I
don't know about that, Dennis. About that.
The only competition to T-Mobile in that space I can name is on the other networks. I can name on my hand: Visible, Cricket, US Mobile, and then Big Cable, Spectrum Mobile, and Comcast Mobile,
TracFone,
or Xfinity Mobile.
Well, I mean, why not TracFone?
I don't think TracFone's actually that competitive to T-Mobile, right? Like, is TracFone actually still growing?
I mean,
no, it's not growing.
It's not growing, but it's not
20 million customers.
Yeah, it's 20 million customers,
but they're not growing, right? They're
prepaid doesn't really. It's not a growth engine. That's not what it's there for. That's a defense type of system. It's a defense mechanism. It's not a growth engine.
Like Verizon's prepaid access didn't come from growing any of their MVNOs. It came from acquisitions.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's generally what happens, but that you can't discount it. I mean, if we're going to discount acquisitions, we got to discount T-Mobile altogether. We should just stop talking about them.
No, I'm not discounting acquisitions, but what I'm trying to say is, right, like, you're saying that Verizon is the prepaid champion, so to speak, the MVNO champion. And
well, not necessarily. I was talking specifically about MVNOs, but if you're talking about both MVNOs and prepaid, I mean, by customer count, Verizon has more customers than everyone else. And as far as the major MVNO agreements, Verizon owns that space as well. I mean, that's just the facts. I don't know too much about Ting, but they're not a major player, even in prepaid or MVNO. But Comcast and Charter, they are. They're, again, both of those companies, they're 1 million new customers a quarter. That's 4 million a year. That's 4 million customers that are on the Verizon network that are paying Comcast and Charter for access to the Verizon network. So I'm not sure how we can discount that, because T-Mobile may have more brands that are on their spot, but are they growing brands? I mean, Ting, what are we talking about? I mean, no. But Comcast and Charter are. Like you said, Visible. I still say TracFone with 20 million customers, adding to the 4 million Verizon already had. They got more customers than everybody in prepaid, and they got more contracts in MVNO in the MVNO space than everybody else too. AT&T just made a large acquisition or a large agreement with NCTC. Now they're in the MVNO space. I would say Big Red and the Blue guys are dominating that space, and T-Mobile is in third, where they belong. That's what the data says.
Choice. That's a T-Mobile choice. They are making that act. That's a Mike Sievert special. They painstakingly had to deal with Dish. That was a part of the merger agreement. They didn't want to deal with Dish.
Yeah, well, now Dish will probably go with Verizon or AT&T now that they don't have to be with T-Mobile. I mean, my original statement was, from a business standpoint, we're talking about BlackRock and all those things. From a business standpoint, AT&T and Verizon are still where the people, the companies, the brands, the corporations that have the money, they're going to Big Red and Big Blue first. They're not going to T-Mobile unless they're strapped for cash and they need a cheap option. AAA, one of the airlines, that's been doing bad for the last 3 years. I mean, the companies that are still solvent and doing well, they're going where they know they can get a valuable product that's going to work. Brands that stand the test of time, they're going to Verizon, they're going to AT&T, rightfully so. Look at what AT&T is doing. We've been talking about them the whole show, pretty much. They're doing an outstanding job. Why would I go anywhere else but those two if I can afford to go to those two?
Hey
Does
guys,
that make sense?
can I hit the partner shout out?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. If you guys are out there and you want to support the SMT YouTube channel, you want to support the SMT directly, keep the SMT caffeinated and motivated. You guys know I love coffee. So if you want to directly make a contribution to the channel, productions, you love the live streams, you love the videos, you love the content, you could show that appreciation by buying me a coffee. The Buy Me a Coffee link is in the description of this live stream in this video. You can also use our partner link for Mint Mobile. You can get a really good deal on wireless service. They've got all these great deals. They got a 6-month free service when you buy a phone and get a 6-month plan. So you're basically going to get a year of service for the cost of 6 months. They just upgraded all their plans. They added additional data to every single one of the plans without touching pricing. So you're getting more data for the same amount of money. No company is doing that right now. All right, so big shout out to Mint for not raising pricing to give you a little bit extra data like T-Mobile. Real talk.
Shots fired.
Yep, link in the description for our partner link. Use it, save money, and you'll be supporting the channel. Yay. All right, you guys ready for this next story?
Sure.
Okay. T-Mobile's claim that AT&T won't unlock phones has some merit. Okay, let's see. T-Mobile just launched an Uncarrier move, saying that they are going to help customers get out of 3-year installment plans and put you on 2-year installment plans. They are going to let you trade in your AT&T lock device for a T-Mobile lock device. Yippee. All right, now this story is about the fact that AT&T is a pain in the you-know-what to unlock their devices.
Disagree. They're actually one of the easiest ones to deal with. Legitimately.
Look, T-Mobile calls them the contract creep.
Yeah, but if we're talking about the unlock process, you don't have to talk to a human with AT&T. Literally, you go to att.com.
That's what Carlos said.
/device unlock, and you log into your account, you request the unlock, you get an email letting you know it's done in 24 to 48 hours, and boom, you're Gucci. T-Mobile, you legitimately have to call them 9 times out of 10, unless that device was an Android device purchased through them that has the pre-installed device unlock app on it. But if you bought like a Samsung phone from Samsung, T-Mobile variant, or through Best Buy, that little app that I'm telling you about that comes pre-installed does not work because T-Mobile doesn't register the IMEI. And for iPhones, I've never been able to get T-Mobile to unlock an iPhone just by me clicking the little button inside their T-Mobile My Account app. I've always had to call them.
I agree with Sam. I think Verizon's easier.
So wait a minute. Why can't T-Mobile just do something better than this stupid announcement and just say, "Oh, we'll unlock your phone after 30 days," and beat out Verizon? That'd be like the sensible thing to do.
Let me read the terms. Hold on, guys.
That's right. Yep.
Here's the terms. AT&T FirstWireless.com reached out to AT&T. This is the quote: "We will unlock the device if the customer has completed 36 installment payments or if it has at least 60 days since the device was paid for in full." That is their terms. It is almost like Verizon's. Almost. Verizon's unlocks automatically at 60 days. Whether or not your payments are completed in full installments doesn't matter.
Facts. It's the best in the industry. It really is. Stetson, you're correct. Sam said the same thing. It's not AT&T, it's not T-Mobile. It really is Verizon in that space.
You know what I think would be really cool? If all companies just sold the phones unlocked from the get-go.
How are they going to keep you on the network?
What do you mean?
Coming and going if you got an unlocked phone.
I mean, I could still
So
come
so
in.
basically, Dennis, you want them to subsidize your $1,000 iPhone or Galaxy, and then you be able to walk away after 3 months.
I mean,
Facts.
they could very, very easily have something in the fine print that talks about if the phone's not paid off, they just report it as like lost or stolen or something that you can't activate on anybody's network.
Yeah,
Boom.
but that doesn't help them get the money back that they loaned you. That doesn't
No,
help them at all.
no, but it means that you can't use that phone for anything and
Do you
won't be able to
guys
resell it either.
do you guys know what carriers look at when they give you a free phone or when they give you a financed phone? Do you know what they basically look at it as? They basically look at it as a 3-year marriage. You're here for 3 years. You're doing your time. We gave you this phone. You're doing your time. That's the deal. You take the deal, you can leave the deal. If you take the deal, those are the terms. Right? This is why myself and I think a lot of the people on this panel encourage, going to the OEM.
So, I mean, Verizon does the 60-day policy, and they unlock the phone. They still have the most customers.
Yeah, I mean it's a risk. I don't love it, but at the same time, if we're comparing apples to apples, it is the best in the industry in that regard.
And Stetson, that's the point. They can't attack Verizon because Verizon unlocks their phones automatically after 60 days on the network.
Exactly.
Can
They
you imagine
literally
them
could
trying to
not say
attack
anything.
Verizon though? Like, come on, Hans, 60 days, we can do 30.
Yo, when you do that voice, it's always hilarious, man.
Oh my God, so cool. I remember when he used to hit the Randall with that one. I remember.
Yeah. He's done it for Neville Ray before too. Funny.
Giving customers unlocked devices even with device promos financing deals seem to work. And there's nothing Uncarrier about yesterday's announcement. We're introducing more expensive plans that give you infinitesimal amounts of extra data to raise our ARPU.
It seems like their Uncarrier moves are just charging more. They used to be completely free. Now it's like, oh, we'll upsell you this plan and call it Uncarrier, but it's going to cost you like $5 more.
Well, they got to make money somehow, guys. I mean,
What? Like, it's the marketing.
Yeah, but
like,
how long are you going to keep? How long are you going to keep
call it
riding
an
this
Uncarrier
pony,
plan, though. It's just,
how long are you
it's a
going to keep
slap in
doing
the
this
face.
Uncarrier thing?
Yeah, it's so dumb.
they're going to do it as long as it works.
It doesn't
And I mean,
work.
well, okay, so we're on the same team. I agree with you. It doesn't work in theory, but when you look at the amount of growth that they have, if growth is your main goal, I mean, they've been growing faster than the other two MNOs. So, I mean, in their
It's not
mind,
off
it
of
seems to be
Uncarrier
working.
moves. It's off of one thing.
Price, right? Well, price is part of their Uncarrier thing, right? Isn't that part of their whole MO? They want to be cheaper than everybody
that
else.
is the only thing that's Uncarrier at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
You
That's
can't
true.
do Netflix on us again. You already did it. You can't do binge on. That's not a thing anymore. Taxes and fees, right? You can't take away more taxes and fees because they're included already. What's left to innovate? They just have to remain the price leader. And they don't have to be a price leader by too much. They have to be 10% cheaper, 15% cheaper. People are making purchasing decisions on 10 and 15%.
Which is ridiculous to me because it's not a 15%
on $100, Brian. People are trying to save $10.
No, you're right. You're right. I agree with you there. I was just talking about the actual product that you're getting, which is the network. It's not a 10% difference between Verizon, AT&T's network, and T-Mobile's. So it's crazy.
How much is the difference? How much is
I would say at least 20 to 25% difference. If millimeter wave is in the area, then we're talking 40% difference.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm saying that confidently.
Wow. Okay.
I'm gonna come in with a hot take, and no one's gonna expect this. I disagree. I don't think T-Mobile's network is actually that far off from AT&T and Verizon's network in terms of.
How far are they, Dennis?
Honestly, maybe like 5% difference.
Oh wow!
Like,
Wow.
let me rephrase it. How about I phrase it this way? In places where everyone has coverage, 5% difference. If we're talking about total square miles of coverage, obviously AT&T and Verizon have like say 10%, 15% more coverage overall. But for most people, that coverage doesn't
For a
matter.
majority of users in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the final answer?
Like 5% difference. Because T-Mobile has
Sheesh.
coverage in basically everywhere there's going to be people that matter. Like, even in Pittsburgh, I very rarely have any issues. Like, it's been so long since I've been on the show, but, like, I'll give you a great example. Sneed, you know that cell site in Elwood that I told you about? It's on top of Jockeymoor Road.
Mm-hmm.
T-Mobile finally got the backhaul upgraded. I get 700 meg down, like 50 meg up. And at my dad's house, I get like 600 meg down. And even when I'm not getting those crazy fast speeds, it's finally gotten to the point from like a capacity standpoint where I really just don't care. Like, I just use my phone. Spotify doesn't buffer. Google Maps just works. Even inside the pesky Best Buy, where like the Best Buy like app would get funny, it's been okay. Like, everything's been good enough to the point where it's like I rarely have to switch to my AT&T line.
Can I give you the bull and the bear case on your explanation?
Go ahead.
All right, so the bull case, where you're right, is that T-Mobile continues to grow. That supports your claim that they're 95% the same as the other two. The bear case, where I think what's disproving, is the fact that a lot of Sprint customers went to Verizon, AT&T, or Big Cable. They could have stayed with T-Mobile, and they didn't.
Mic drop. I mean, mic drop. What do you say after that? Perception is perception, but reality has got to be reality.
I mean, I guess my response is, and it's kind of been the same thing whenever people used to criticize me for saying, you know, getting mad at me for talking about AT&T like I did, but like, I don't leave Pittsburgh. Like, I spend 99.9% of my time in Pittsburgh, and if we're being even more accurate, I spend even like 80% of my time within Pittsburgh, within the same county. So as long as the carriers have...
Dennis,
yeah,
you just brought up a great point.
Yeah.
Last year, T-Mobile did the Uncarrier event for international data or whatever, traveling.
Yeah.
Guess how many Americans have an active, valid, up-to-date passport?
It's like 21% or something small like that.
Now, how much of that 21% of Americans are on the T-Mobile network?
Like almost zero.
And how many of those T-Mobile customers can afford to take international flights?
Well, I mean, if you're trying to save $10 a month, I'm going to assume the answer is probably not many.
Yeah, not many.
I mean,
so I'm not throwing aspersions at any socioeconomic groups. I'm just looking at the demographic of customers that are prioritizing savings on cell phone service and international travel.
The answer
international
is
travel requires thousands of dollars.
Absolutely.
On a 1 week or 2 week trip. Thousands. Does not compute.
Yeah, the answer is not many, but and for the people that do care about international plans, they're probably going to end on AT&T because Canada and Mexico, AT&T has True Unlimited, which is why I thought some of the quote unquote benefits of the Go 5G plans were pointless. But yeah, no, not many. If someone is internationally travel focused, those people that tend to be that internationally, like frequent international travelers, tend to be people that have jobs that require them to internationally travel, in which case they probably have a work-provided phone.
And which work provider phone services do they usually get? Usually
Verizon or AT&T.
Okay, so let's evaluate Mike Sievert and his Uncarrier moves. Phone freedom, where you trade in a locked phone for a locked phone, is not Uncarrier. Giving specific device upgrade features to the most expensive plan is not Uncarrier. Charging more for the new plans is not Uncarrier. Giving people extra hotspot data at the tune of 5 gigs or 10 gigs and then charging $5 more is not Uncarrier. I'll agree with Stetson. I think the Canada-Mexico is nice, but AT&T still does it better. You literally go to Mexico with AT&T line, and your experience doesn't change compared to when you're in the U.S. Same thing with Canada.
And I was in Canada with AT&T. It's freaking.
And how did it feel?
It was literally the best out of the three. They had the best latency and the best performance, and it was true unlimited. So everything about it was perfect.
Yeah, they partnered with Rogers on that. So
Yeah, Mike Sievert's not hitting on any none of this is the travel pass thing, or not travel pass, whatever, international travel impacts little to no customers. They did a suitcase, a pink thong suitcase, so you can put all your thongs in there when you go to Europe. It didn't change the outcome of anything for anyone. It's going to be a very small minority of people that are like celebrating any of these.
and here's the thing, like, most, like you said earlier, like the international travelers, like they spend thousands of dollars to travel, right? They're going to also have the best plan and best service, and that's Verizon. They're not going to care what they really have to pay, right?
You know what they should do? You know what they should do, Zero Cool? They should get Lily on a commercial in the store. Somebody comes in with a pink shirt talking about how great their deals are, and then Lily just smokes them saying, "Oh yeah, we've been doing these, except we don't restrict it to one plan. We give all our customers the best deals."
Oh yeah, for sure, that'd be great. But here's what I don't understand about this supposed Uncarrier move. Why can't they? Is it some? I never want to read the whole press release, but why can't they just, like, if they're doing like a phone trade in, why can't they just unlock their T-Mobile phone right then and there if they're going to trade in the phone anyways?
They're scared you're going to port out. I don't know.
Hey, big shout out to Giuseppe Jimmy. Thank you for the super chat. I travel internationally, work in tech, and coworkers switched to T-Mobile specifically for the international plan. Only recently, AT&T added their $100 option.
Exactly, and that's the thing.
I'll run a poll if you want, Giuseppe Jimmy. I think the number of people that are going to be able to take advantage of it, like you, like it works for you. It really helps you. I just think it's a small minority. I would wager my ridiculously low salary, it's less than 10% of the consumer base, probably closer to 5% of the consumer base.
So look, Sneed, if I were a traveler, and this is just keeping it real, even if I went, to Japan, wherever, I would literally want to have AT&T.
Facts.
And for the reason is it's $100 a month, and that covers all 30 days, and it's fully uncapped like if you were in the US. So why wouldn't I want that?
You don't have to get an international SIM. You don't have to call. You don't have to go to a store. You change nothing.
Exactly, bro. I don't have to
get off of the plane. You turn on your service, and boom, 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 you're picking up connection.
Hey, since you mentioned Japan, Carlos, side note.
Konnichiwa.
No, side note, seriously. Month of September, my birthday month. I'm going to spend the whole month in Japan.
Oh, damn. Sure. You're going to be drinking sake on a Suzuki?
That's what's up, man. You're going to have to change your percentage, though. It can't be 99.9% anymore if you're going to Japan, man.
Oh, 99.98. There you
go. Man. There you go.
My percentage? I'm not getting it.
All right, we got to give VM Tech. We got to give VM Tech his due.
You said
a year ago when he went to the UK.
But I'm gonna just buy a domestic SIM, load it up on eSIM, and just use that. I'm not even.
You mean a local SIM?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Domestic.
I mean,
local.
you got. What are you gonna get? What is it called? Docomo.
Yeah.
Docomo.
I don't know. I'll get whatever one has the little. Like,
he'll get SoftBank, right? SoftBank.
Oh, damn. He's gonna get. No, what's the other one, bro? Rakuten? Is that?
Rakuten, yeah.
That's like the Amazon of Japan. That's like
I love that commercial where the American dude's trying to say it. He's like Rakuten. He doesn't know how to put the accent on it. What up, Giuseppe Jimmy, with another one, man? Another one. Like Dennis said, works great in cities, but call quality sucks. Now that AT&T added that, I'm thinking of switching since my sales calls have bad audio.
Isn't that what you were talking about before? You were talking about them having some issues with calls and whatnot, right, Sneed?
Yeah.
T-Mobile? Yeah.
I mean, T-Mobile.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, their call quality definitely has a lot to be desired, but
that's why I said 5%. 5% is just, I disagree wholeheartedly on that. There's no way they're within 5% of AT&T or Verizon. No way.
But at the end of the day, bro, so I've done, I mean, Dennis, I've done the math, bro, and really between having to get, let's say, like Google Fi versus just using your AT&T line, you're better off just using your AT&T line. Unless you want to go with the domestic stuff like how you said.
Domestic's always cheap, right? When I was living in South Korea for a month, I think I legitimately spent like 35 or $40 on a basically an unlimited plan versus paying for the top ups through T-Mobile. Or this didn't exist for AT&T back then, but to pay $100 for unlimited, it's not only is it cheaper to buy domestic SIM of the country from the country that you're staying in, but you'll also get better performance because your traffic won't have to be routed back to the U.S. It'll just be routed through their local um, COs there. So, yeah. Anyway, we got a little sidetracked from this article, but yeah, this Uncarrier event kind of sucked. Moving
Nothing
on.
Uncarrier about it. It's actually a scam.
It's the let's see, let's call it the scam. It's like a scam, bro.
It's
Like an ultimate
Scam
scam.
Shield 2.0, and
There you go.
instead of you being shielded from trouble, they bring the trouble to you. It is a scam.
They took features away from existing customers and
Hold on,
resold
bro.
it to
I got a
them.
new name for it. Wolf Tickets 2.0.
Oh shit.
They are selling Wolf Tickets. This is Eugene's second consecutive Wolf Ticket announcement. This is Wolf Tickets. Does anybody need a definition of Wolf Tickets?
No, I think everyone's heard the big bag wolf and understands the analogy.
It got nothing to do with the big bad wolf.
Well, I'm saying that you could piece it together with context clues, right? Like if you know the old story about how the wolf pretended to be Little Red Riding Hood or whatever. I'm mixing stories up, aren't I? But the point is, yeah, whatever. I don't know.
Well, okay,
it's
so
late.
kind of. So when you're selling Wolf Tickets, it's a lot of bark with no bite. Right? He's trying to deliver a death blow to a company that actually did Uncarrier shit the last few years. Like, for example, AT&T gives every customer the same deal. New or existing, all plans. T-Mobile is doing that for one plan. And you have to pay more for it.
But Sneed, you forgot the better part. AT&T, you can trade in an iPhone 2G or you can trade in a Galaxy S2.
That's right.
And get the same $1,000.
That's right.
But with T-Mobile, it goes as old as 6 years, they say now. When they tried lying saying AT&T only does up to 3, bro.
You know what T-Mobile did with this too? They got rid of Jump on Demand.
Yup.
So now you have to have the more expensive plan to do something like the Jump on Demand, which before costed you nothing.
You know what else they're getting rid of, Sneed? Auto pay discounts for credit cards.
Yeah, they did that.
Oh, yeah, that starts to make
I don't know if you guys are catching this, but T-Mobile is creating pain points. The Uncarrier has been about addressing pain points. They are creating new ones. Folks, they are selling Wolf Tickets. To make threats or boast, especially if empty and or if made to intimidate someone. This is Wolf Tickets. All bark, no bite. This is Wolf Tickets.
Well, now they have
This is a scam.
They have to be profitable now, which means they can't give away a bunch of stuff.
I'm okay with them being profitable. But enough with this Uncarrier nonsense. It is Wolf Tickets.
You're right. I mean, you're right. I agree with you. You're right.
Literally, Verizon lets you mix and match. The worst carrier of all time, so consumer unfriendly, lets you mix and match all of their regular unlimited plans.
Verizon's been
Mobile doesn't let you do that.
They've been hitting on a lot of stuff for a little while now. They've been doing some good things. It's unfortunate that people, for whatever reason, just don't know about it or whatever. I don't know. But like you said, mix and match, a lot of good stuff going on.
Brian, it doesn't fit the narrative.
Yeah, you're right.
The narrative is Verizon is mean, arrogant, cocky, hates customers, they're expensive, blah, 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 congested, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't fit the narrative.
Yeah.
Bro,
if you're not shitting on Verizon for whatever reason, then you're capping. That's the narrative. I know Verizon's not perfect. I never said they were. But can you talk about the last Uncarrier moves from T-Mobile as being anything Uncarrier?
Nope.
Which brings me to the last story of the show. got something for y'all. Carlos, we kind of talked a little bit about it yesterday, right?
Well, Sneed, right before you jump into it, I did not know this. Kazi said that they downgraded the international roaming from 256 to 128 after the.
Oh, great. So we're going to go from a half a meg. No, we're going to go from a quarter meg to an eighth of a meg. All right, great. Very nice. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Let's get to the next story.
Very, very Uncarrier to give people unusable data speeds. I love it. Phenomenal. Big shout out to Giuseppe Jimmy, Super Chat number 3. When is that going to happen? I use CC with no fee.
Started next month.
Yeah, it happens in May. Big shout out to MS. Appreciate it, bro. Do you think the NAD might bite T-Mobile over this move? I doubt it. The NAD doesn't really have teeth. They just kind of like slap
Pretty
their
much.
hand and it's like whatever.
Yeah, they make suggestions, but they don't really have any power.
No.
All right, I want to talk about this.
Yeah.
It's on the screen.
Let's go.
The Carrier has something to say. Save the date, May 15th. New York, New York. Okay, now let me have at this a little bit before I let you guys come in. The Carrier means that they are going to make a bold statement. They put the, like the Ohio State Buckeyes, right? The Carrier, right? They're stressing the. They have something to say. I really hope that they chew up and spit out the most recent Uncarrier announcement, because it's not. I hope they chew it up and they spit it out. And they talk about how they offered 2-year upgrade programs in the year 2000. And I hope they talk about how they let you mix and match every plan, unlike a certain carrier.
Something T-Mobile still doesn't do. Continue.
Exactly. I want to talk about the date. May 15th, right? Right in the heart of Q2. Okay? And then it's going to start like the summer, right? And then location, is there a bigger addressable market than New York, New York?
No.
So Times Square, New York City.
Got it all.
They have the potential to do something big here, something that Verizon really has never done, which is be vocal and loud.
Yeah,
they have an opportunity. I hope they don't drop the ball. I really don't hope this is a dud. I hope they do something substantial with this. All right. Let's start with Carlos. Carlos, what do you think? What do you think it's going to be? You think they're going to hit their mark? You think they're going to achieve what they set out to achieve?
Bro, I think this might be a chance to where they can introduce new plans, possibly lifting video cap, which would be a big bonus. Even if it just went up to 1080p, that would be a major bonus.
It would solve my biggest gripe that I have with the Verizon plans.
Exactly. Let's say possibly a taxes and fee situation.
I would literally have a stroke if that happened and be happy. Continue.
Let's say possibly introduce financing terms of 24, 30, and 36 months, which I have heard that rumor of them possibly introducing that. So you have 3 options for financing.
Meh. Continue.
But that's what I would think. At least that, bro. Those would be like the 3 biggest points to solve with the structure of Verizon, and maybe with the prices and fees included, that would offer a bunch of savings.
Listen, there's 3 things that I want Verizon to do, and if they did these things, it would make me look at them in a new light. One is the taxes and fees. It would be really nice if they would include that and specifically focus on reducing the single line cost. The family plan prices, I think, are fair, but the single line cost is ridiculous on Verizon. Absolutely ludicrous.
It's $5 more than AT&T. It's $5.
You say that, but you forget AT&T gives a discount to everyone with a heartbeat. So it's not $5 more. It's like $15 to $20 more compared to what AT&T offers.
Verizon gives discounts to teachers and all these other guys too.
Like AT&T with the stacks, man. They give you the look. Carlos,
as much as I love Verizon and they have been my number one rider. I gotta call a spade, bro. AT&T, a single line, I pay $62 and something cents on the Unlimited Elite, which is the highest plan. That's including taxes and fees. They give me 26% off for military.
Yeah.
And then since I have a first responder line, they stack a 15% on top.
Yep.
I feel
They
you.
stack
I feel
them.
you.
They stack
I
them.
feel you.
Yeah, that's pretty
I'm just-
nice. That's pretty
And
substantial.
don't forget about the loyalty discount, Carlos. I'm sure you know
AARP.
about that. I'm sure you know about the
AARP.
loyalty discount.
Yep,
But-
they do. That's kind of where they win. If Verizon introduced something like that with this, May 15th situation where they're offering employer discounts up the yin yang, that would be a big one too.
But anyway, number one is the taxes and fees and focusing on reduction of single line costs. Number two would be, as Carlos touched on, the video resolution. I don't give a crap how good their network is. If my video is capped at 480p or 720p, it doesn't matter to me because I'm throttled to 1.5 or 5 meg respectively. And I've already talked about how some of the streaming platforms I use aren't well optimized and they kind of just break on Verizon network because of that. So if they could bump it up to something reasonable, 1080p, so 8 meg, I'd be pretty happy. I'd be even happier if it was like 25 meg. That would honestly be really, really nice, but I'll take what I can get on that front. And the third one, which is something that I feel like people don't talk about, is their customer service hours. I don't know about you guys, but Verizon's customer service hours freaking suck. If I ever need to get a hold of them, dude.
Worse in the industry. They're the worst.
Yeah, if I ever need to get a hold of them, and I actually have to plan my day around it because they're
Verizon
not
is
open for
regressing
long.
in that respect, Dennis. They're the worst.
And it's really sad because like, look, I don't need 24/7, but like at the very least, can we get like, I don't know, say
10
from
p.m.
like, yeah, I was gonna say from like 8 a.m. to like 11 p.m. is what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's legitimate. People are getting off of work. Sometimes they work second shift. They may not get off till 9 or 10 o'clock. Some of them have children. They got to fix lunches. They got to get them ready for school the next day. Verizon just doesn't give a damn. They are punting customer care. They are punting customer representation experience.
I mean, I don't even care if I have to talk to an international rep. Just give me someone like, like something. Because right now it's like you have to it's from like what, like 8 to 7, I want to say it is roughly.
Bro, it's 8. It's literally 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. here in Vegas, bro.
See, that's terrible. That's
because
dog
it goes off Eastern time.
They're the worst. And I believe policy has to change. From this point moving forward, it needs to be documented. If a Verizon Care rep cannot fix your problem, you call back, and the next person can't fix your problem, the third attempt needs to go directly to the office of the president. No exceptions. I'm done with this. I am not going to build my week around dealing with Verizon's crappy customer care. They can go to hell. This is ridiculous. I have experienced some of the most ridiculous things in the last 2 years. Insanity.
Well, I mean, Sneed,
Yeah, they're horrible.
You saw the situation that happened to me, bro. I was getting billed for 3 premium streamings for one line on the single line. 3 features.
Nobody should be going through these things.
2
It is
years to get it fixed.
I swear to you, at my job, if my boss has to tell me something 3 times, something to fix, he would fire me.
I honestly agree. Fix the customer care. I think that's probably number one. Pricing and all that. Whatever. I'm not. If I'm Verizon, I'm not trying to get in a hurry to be in a race to the bottom. I'm not trying to sell my postpaid, $50 or $60. I think that's ridiculous. But at the same time, I do agree on the customer care. Improve the customer care. I think that's probably the biggest pain point for Verizon.
It cannot be bad. It has to just be acceptable. It cannot
I agree.
be bad.
You're right. If that improves, I think that's the biggest Achilles heel that Verizon has to overcome right now. They've got to fix the customer care. Once that's done, the pricing is competitive enough. The offers and the promotions competitive enough. They've already solved the 720p thing. If you're on ultra wideband, you get 1080p, and ultra wideband's being built across the country. So I don't even think that's a detriment, to be honest. I mean, they've already addressed that. So I mean, me personally, I think it's customer care. They've got to fix that. That's the biggest deterrent for the business.
Hey,
The
Sneed,
biggest
I have
concern.
to answer that question, bro. He's asking, is it worse than Cox customer service? I have to honestly say, at least Cox customer service is in the U.S.
And at
So we
least
can
they're
understand,
available.
and I can understand them, and they can understand me. And it gets done the first time,
I
even
need.
if I want
I
to
listen.
cancel.
I need yes or no answers. Don't give me explanations. I need yes or no answers. Is the panel ready?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna start with Carlos. Is the Verizon network the problem? Are customers leaving because of the network?
no.
Bryant,
No.
Dennis,
No.
Caleb.
Nope.
All right, back to Carlos. Carlos, are Verizon customers leaving solely on pricing?
No.
Bryant,
No.
Dennis,
Yes.
That's
Caleb.
not true. That ain't true.
Caleb.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna chime in. Are Verizon customers leaving because of pricing? A few.
Yeah, a few.
A small percentage. They are losing customers every time a customer cannot get a solution.
It's
You know what
customer
they're
service.
saying? I'm going to tell you
That's
what
what
they're
it is.
saying, Brian. I'm going to tell you what they're saying. They are saying in their mind or vocally to these customer care apps, I pay too much to be jerked.
Yep.
Enough.
That's what it is. That's what it is right there. Bullseye. They got to fix that.
I
That's the
pay
biggest
too
Achilles
much to be
heel.
jerked around. So
Yep.
they leave. Now
It's not
listen,
price. Nope.
they are willing to pay. This is a very sticky consumer base. They are resilient.
Very,
Verizon
very, very.
charges more fees and the customer stays.
Yep. Always have. They've always been the most expensive carrier. And they've
So
still
who's the
managed to get
problem? Not the
140 million
customer.
customers.
The customer is not the problem. It is Verizon.
I agree. Fix the customer care and you solve most of the problem. Even with the customer care being as bad as it is now, the churn is still less than 1%. So we're not talking about having to make huge differences and huge changes. At Verizon's peak, their churn was like 0.7%, 0.77, somewhere around there. They were at last quarter like 0.89. We're not talking about a huge increase in churn. We're talking about, very small, minute changes that have to be made.
When
If they just
Verizon
improve the customer care, man, that
when
sets them where they
Verizon
need to be.
when Verizon became apathetic to customer care, they blew it.
Well, I don't know if it was an apathy thing so much as it was they had to choose. I don't think Verizon's ever been in a position before where they've had to compete on price. And so when you ask them, okay, we need you to come down in price to $90 a month, and we need you to also include all this content and all this other, Verizon's never had to really do that. So they had. It seems to me like they had to make a choice. Okay, are we going to skimp on network or are we going to skimp on customer service? And they chose customer service. Was it the right move? We all know. We've all kind of agreed. The obvious answer to that is no. So they got to find that sweet spot. Like you said, Sneak, they don't have to be excellent, cream of the crop. They just got to be just as good as AT&T and T-Mobile in the customer service space.
It can't be
fixes
bad.
that need. It can't
They
be
can't
bad.
be
Exactly.
bad.
Can't be bad. That's it.
I wanna discuss this real quick from Stetson. Stetson, they're not into growing.
They don't have to. They're the largest carrier. Their job is to defend.
Verizon,
they have 140 million
yes.
customers.
Verizon
When you're
has
at the
told
top of
us-
the mountain,
Verizon has told us time and time again, they want to upsell customers, premium. They want high quality customers. They want to retain. These are the highest paying customers. You can't lose them. If you lose customers and you're not growing with new ones, that is a double whammy.
Yep.
Yeah, but Sneak, I want to say my piece. All right.
Okay,
so
go ahead.
Customer service might be the reason why some people leave, but it ultimately goes back to price, because here's the thing, right? If you were only paying, say, I'm just using a fictitious number here, but let's just say you were only paying $40, right? You're paying $40 for a Verizon postpaid line versus, say, $70 from a competitor that has fantastic customer service. You're going to be willing to deal with worse customer service because you're probably not going to have to contact them that often. Like, if everything else is going right, like, You know what? No, let's not even make up examples. Let's talk about AT&T, right? A lot of people say AT&T it has bad customer service. I know a lot of people on this panel have bad experience with AT&T.
I've had good experience with AT&T.
You've had good experiences, but I know Carlos. I know you don't like.
I've
AT&T.
had bad ones too. It's been mixed.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bad experiences
but
with
a
all
lot
the
of
carriers.
a lot
You're
of
right.
people have had bad experiences with AT&T. I'm not necessarily one of them. They've usually corrected everything that's been wrong with me, but I know a lot of people have. Right. The thing is, though, I never have to contact AT&T. It's literally been multiple years since I've had to speak with AT&T, and the only reason I spoke with them was because of the whole fiasco with the transition to the Elite plan. And before that, I literally, kid you not, we went like 8 years without having to contact customer service from AT&T. So contacting customer service is something that happens so infrequently that it really doesn't matter, I would say, unless there's a real problem, in which case you do need a resolution. But most people are willing to tolerate if it's cheap. Continue.
Dennis, so I could say this, bro. So I had to contact AT&T the other day, bro, and I think they're starting to actually turn around their customer care because I called them today again because to finish another resolution I had, and I've been getting American reps, bro, and stuff's been actually getting done on the first call.
So you guys point. I echo the same sentiments as Dennis, but to Verizon, I haven't had to contact Verizon customer care either. And when I have, the first issue resolution has been high. I haven't had those problems. I can't necessarily speak to those things. However, like you guys, like Dennis said, I've heard the horror stories as well. So, I mean, I get it, and I do agree the customer service does have to improve. To Stetson's point about whether that grows customers and everything, like we were saying before, I don't think Verizon necessarily needs to be on a growth spree. I think they just need to show some solid growth, but primarily they just need to protect their base.
I guess
They've already addressed price. They've done that with MVNOs and prepaid. They've already addressed pricing.
Yeah, but people don't want MVNOs and prepaid. They want the postpaid plan experience. And
yeah, but you can't have it all. You can't have it all. You can't have everything.
Sure you can. Sure you can.
Not with Verizon. You cannot have it all. You can't.
That's a conscientious choice. But my main
absolutely it is. Absolutely, you're right.
my main point is that if a customer is making their way to customer service, right, it's because something else failed along the way to get them to call in. No one wants to talk to customer service in any company, so something else failed. Is the point that I'm trying to focus on here.
True.
And the thing that is failing Verizon right now is, strictly speaking, price, because they've already tried doing the value add play, right, with all the free streaming services,
and they offer the best bundles, right?
Right, and that really doesn't work. Like they're not seeing traditional cable company levels of RGU integrations with like the fixed wireless and then and their wireless bundle that they're trying to do, right? Like they're not seeing that kind of
They had 200,000 fixed wireless subscribers a month.
But it's not the
same. 400,000.
It's not the same. It's not the same as like other industries that focus on the bundle. Like cable companies up until recently, on average, had 2.5 revenue generating units per account, which means that subscribers are subscribing to, say, internet, cell phone, and say TV as an example, or they were doing like traditional triple plays. Like that was like their average, right?
Was that before fixed wireless access, or
that's still existing, except now it's probably going to be internet and cell phone services, probably the bundle deal, with probably maybe something like home security being considered an ad or something, or their flex. Maybe it's the flex. I don't know how Comcast does their RGUs now, but point being, it's 2.5 for like cable, right? For Verizon, their average RGU per account, I don't even think it's calculated or reported, but if I had to take a guess from like people that I know internally, it's like 1 to like 1.2, something small. Like they're not really actually bundling anything. It's always just the one main line of business. It's mobile for them, unless it's a Fios market, in which case it's like internet and mobile. But the fixed wireless adoption, although it's doing well for them, it's not as strong of a play as it is for T-Mobile right now. and it's not as strong as a play, and they're not seeing the same level of integrations as AT&T is in their Uverse market, where AT&T deploys Uverse. Not only are they guaranteed a customer that gets the home internet for them, they're getting the cell phone business, and a lot of times they're also managing to get on other additional add-ons with the business, like HBO acquisitions and subscribers, and other things that get them deeper into the AT&T rabbit hole. In fact, when AT&T moves into a market and gets the residential customer, a lot of times they're also getting the business customer out of it too. They're converting these residential customers into business customers. If they're small and medium-sized businesses, they're getting these customers as well. That's not something that Verizon's seeing.
I mean, to your point, I think you're correct, but are they able to turn that into revenue, into profitability? I mean, according to the first quarter, the answer to that is no. So, I mean, you got to pick your poison in the telecom industry. And I think Verizon, I mean, they're picking revenue. I don't think that they're in a hurry to compete on price. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean they're not going to do something with pricing on May 15th, to the point that that was said earlier by Carlos. But, I mean, I just don't think they're ever going to be the company that's going to say, okay, we're just going to be super cheap so everybody can get on. It's not going to happen.
I'm not saying they have to be super cheap. Like, literally, legitimately, not even joking, I think a legitimate, like, $5 difference, a $5 difference with taxes and fees included would be the type of difference that goes from people being like, man, Verizon's so expensive and unbearable, to, man, Verizon's like actually like legitimately like a good deal. And they wouldn't even have to touch like their family plan pricing. Like, I'm literally just talking about single line stuff. Like, if they touch their single line and two line pricing, right? So instead of like Get More being $90, if they brought it down to 85, tax and fees included, they'd be absolutely golden. For Get More, $85. They could literally remove probably some of the perks even, and they wouldn't care. People would just be ecstatic about the fact that it's $5 cheaper and it has tax and fees included. Like, that's
a big shout out to Jacob, our newest member. Appreciate you. Welcome to the community.
But like, that's the kind of difference that like people would be like happy about. And then like the two line pricing, like maybe $10 difference, because right now it's $80 per line for two lines of Get More, so $160 is pretty ludicrous, right? Because like T-Mobile, you can legitimately get 4 lines for $140, right?
$20 difference. I don't know. Maybe I'm out of touch. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. But to me, $20 is more than reasonable. $20 difference between the cheapest and the most expensive.
To address Ryan's comment, Verizon doesn't charge $10 for a rep to help you. That's T-Mobile. They charge $25 or $35 for a rep to help you.
Well, this is the thing. So I want to confirm something with this. So they do charge you like payment assistant. Like, let's say if you don't use the automated system or the My Verizon app, then for an agent to do it for you. But that's only for payments, though.
I got you. Okay, Ryan, now I understand. I was gonna say, like, if you go into a store, there's no $10 fee to see a customer care rep, like to see a rep at the store, right?
They'll waive it, bro. Because I've had it to where I was having problems with it.
This is correlated to T-Mobile charging. Literally, Verizon did it because T-Mobile did it. It's freaking ridiculous. See, one company does something, and then the other company just follows suit.
Good enough for the goose, good enough for the gander. I mean, you're right. Monkey do type thing. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Carlos, you want to open up the lines?
I mean, it's been waiting, bro.
All right, we're going to open up the lines. Should I put up the number?
Yep.
All right, are we doing the this thingamajiggy right here?
No, the other one.
This one?
You know, yep. I hope Verizon basically takes it to Magenta MAX with this announcement. I hope they offer a better deal, maybe even a cheaper deal. I don't know. They got the bandwidth for it, for C-band and everything. So,
if you guys want to call in, you want to give Sneed some sweat, you want to give Brian the smoke, you want to give Dennis the why he's been MIA smoke, you want to give the Zero the cools, the RF questions, or you just want to cuss me out.
Listen,
call in.
I think there's people out there. This is what I hear, right? This is just I heard it through the grapevine that people got a little smoke for Bryant. They got something to say.
Well, this is your chance.
So this is your chance. Bryant is here. He is ripe for the pickings.
I don't even bother anybody, man. I don't even bother anybody, Los. Why are you doing me like that, man?
The number to call is 702-605-6551. Again, the number is 702-605-6551. We will gladly accept and field your call. Let us know where you're calling from, what your name is. We'll have the screener screen you, and then you can get on in.
Yep, they're open and ready to go.
I agree with S Blue Tech, man. I really do. Taxes and fees would probably be a nice little. Okay, put that in and fix the customer service, and we're good as customers. We're good.
Oh yeah,
And raise the video cap.
Yeah, that's not a thing for me either. Like I said, if you're on ultra wideband, you get 1080p as is, so it's fine.
Yeah, but most of Verizon's coverage still isn't ultra wideband. It's 5G DSS or LT.
End of the year, and that'll be problem solved. Then it'll be a thing of the past. So
How
I mean,
many
I don't
pops
think
do
that's
they have with 5G UW?
I think they're probably around 210 by now, and by the end of the year, they'll be like 250. So most of the places where people are, it's the same thing that you said about T-Mobile. So most of the places where people are, they got ultra wideband. So I don't think that's a huge deterrent or keeping anybody away or any of that other ridiculousness. I think it's just customer service and do something with taxes and fees. Nobody's not going to Verizon because they don't have 1080p, 4K, whatever. Most people can't even tell the difference. So it's fine.
But you want to upcharge. You want to upcharge for the premium plan. You got to have the premium features.
So hold on, guys. We got a caller here behind the scenes. So you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna let him in. It looks like it's a caller from Colorado. All right, caller from Colorado, you're on the line.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Hey.
All right, what's going on,
Can you hear
man?
me pretty good?
What's going on, buddy?
Can you hear me pretty good?
Yep.
Cool. All right, so I got my S23 Ultra with the promotion that AT&T is offering. So through that Magenta line. Anyway. So yeah, I got the Galaxy S23 Ultra switching from my iPhone 13 Pro because I had that whole camera bug where it was just doing a black screen and then said it wasn't a genuine part. And honestly, I can say that the call quality on this thing is much better. The data speeds on this are much better. I love the Wi-Fi 6E. That's definitely a big improvement. Instead of giving like 130, I'm getting like 700. So only gripe that I do have is with the One UI 5.1, I can't do the band selection anymore.
Damn, you lost that
I used to
feature,
rely on that for switching bands. Yeah, that used to make things so much easier.
Is it the firmware? Like if you had a different firmware, like the unlocked firmware, would that change your experience? Would you be happy with that?
I'm going to have to see because I've seen some XDA posts about switching it to the U1 firmware, but it's not a guarantee if it'll work. So I'll try that. But apparently it was built into the One UI 5.1. Samsung did it themselves. And with the AT&T thing, they don't let you change it from 5G to LTE the normal way. You have to do the *#0011#. So you can
to get
change
into
it
the
from
device
NR
service
to,
mode or whatever. Yeah.
Hold on, what carrier are you using this on for the service mode?
AT&T.
AT&T. I'm gonna tell you a little trick. Pop out the SIM card, reboot your phone. Do not stick the SIM card back in. Then you can do the *2263#, and it'll let you do the band select whatever band, pop the SIM back in. There you go.
Okay, bet. Thank you. I'm gonna put that in the notes with the other codes. Yeah. So
nice,
anyway, that was pretty much just in with the whole like review and of the network and how the whole T-Mobile thing is a giant lie, but we all know that. Anyway, I'm gonna let the next caller on. I appreciate y'all having me.
Thanks,
and
buddy.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
In.
Stetson, thank you for the super chat, my
Yes,
friend.
sir.
Check out coveragemap.com. Stetson's newest project, man. It's looking good. Nice job, Stetson.
Okay, we got our next caller, and that's from Mississippi. It says it's Jacob from Mississippi.
All right, Jacob.
Hey,
Jacob.
hey guys, how are y'all?
Good, man. Thanks for calling. Glad to have you.
Yeah, man, glad to be on. Yeah, I'm calling about Verizon. Customer service is just like y'all said is kind of out there.
Trash.
Yeah, I've been back with them for over a month, and so the last week I have had a couple of confirmations of 5G being in my local area, and I got a phone call today saying that it had been turned on. It's not on, and they have done network upgrade after upgrade, and it's still not on.
What kind of phone you got?
It is a S23 Ultra.
What kind of plan do you have?
I've got their highest plan, the $90 one. I can't remember the exact.
Get more?
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
You got all the right stuff. You got the right phone. You got the right plan.
Oh yeah. Well, it's been kind of a back and forth deal throughout the week because the dates were going to be the 16th through the 21st, and then of course multiple phone calls, and here we are. And man,
tell me about your general experience on the Verizon network that you've been using it for the last month.
So I'll start from the beginning here. I had them 2015, 2016. You know, it was still being worked on at that point in time. I was still in high school at the time. But now things are a lot different than they were then. It's good in a lot of areas. I'm in a rural area. I'm also a first responder here in Mississippi. So they're a little bit better than AT&T or C Spire or somebody like that, you know, local. It's just the fact that, you know, calling customer care, trying to get something done, they lie to you every which way. They don't want to do their job. I'm kind of hoping that changes on the 15th of May. I don't know what y'all's point of view would completely be on it, because I kind of came in late on the podcast. So,
well, the man's name is Sampath. He's the new business, or no, excuse me. He's the former business CEO. He is now the consumer group CEO. Word on the street is that this guy is legit, and changes are afoot that will improve customer experience and company processes at Verizon. If that indeed is the case, and I don't want to offer anybody promises because I don't have internal information. I just know that internally at the company, they like this guy. And he's asking the right people the right questions, looking to fix things. So if that is indeed the case, then maybe we have some hope there, right? Because you're complaining about the same things that a lot of others are. You know what I'm saying, Jacob? Right. I think a lot of people will echo what you're saying.
I see it. Yeah, it's really not the price. For what the network is worth on the LTE side, it is worth what you're paying.
Is it always available?
If they're going to include it, right? If they're going to,
does it always work?
5G. Yeah, always.
Okay. Yeah, so it's good for you, right?
If they would just do as they say, though, you know, and they've even confirmed that towers have been upgraded locally and they're ready, and that they were turned on today, and they're not. I mean, why continue to lie? Why not just give somebody the honest truth?
So, Jacob, I'm going to tell you this right now, because this is where a lot of people kind of, I've done it myself. You know, when you set up your My Verizon app, you kind of don't want to give them access to be able to do for network improvements. You know, you kind of hit deny on that. Well, by you hitting deny on that, it's not letting the engineers see what's wrong with your phone when it does mess up. And when towers go down or they're upgrading towers, they cannot send you that text saying, hey, we're upgrading a tower in your area right now, because it won't be able to see to ping with your phone on the GPS and stuff like that, to be able to see like, hey, you know, you're in an area where we're upgrading the tower, and they send you that message. So once I enabled that on my phone, I was able, you know, I started getting texts like, hey, they're upgrading my tower at my house, you know, in my home area, blah, 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 this and that. So you might want to turn that feature on too.
Okay.
It's on your My Verizon app.
Hey, Jacob, I'm going to do you a solid. I'm gonna kind of key in on some of the areas you frequent. I know you said you're a first responder, so you might be doing a little bit of driving. I don't know what part of Mississippi. I used to have family that lived in Olive Branch, real close to Memphis in the north. All right, but I don't know what
Okay,
part
I
you're
know
in.
where
But
that's at.
here's the coverage
I'm
map.
down towards Hattiesburg. Okay.
Yeah, here's the coverage map. So they are building 5G UW in the southern part of the state. It looks to be actually
Mhm.
pretty thorough down here in what this is Louisiana here. Let's get into some Mississippi action here. Yeah, these are all 5G UW sites. Here's 1, 2,
wow.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here's a nice little cluster. What city is this here? Let's see.
Sure.
Grand Mason,
Okay,
Covington,
that's Covington, Louisiana.
Highway
I'm
1077 looks
over
pretty well
in
covered. Brewster Road, Highway 21, Abita Springs.
Huh.
I see Lake Ramsey Road
it's
is pretty
moving.
well covered. I'm looking at some parts here. We have sites, right? So
Okay.
the southern
we're-
part
we're
looked like it's
moving-
getting
we're
some
moving
love a little
northern.
bit. Um,
Okay. Oh, that's good. Finally, they waited long enough. Yeah, I'm in like Covington County, Mississippi, which is not far from Laurel. Which, if you go back down to the central part of the state,
okay.
see, yeah, go down a little bit below Jackson. I don't know if you kind of down a little bit more south, go south a little bit. Okay, so they got some in Jackson almost.
Well,
And you're getting pretty close. Okay. Yeah, we're in that right around in that general area. It's going to be.
you got some upgrades you got some upgrades in this county here. I don't know what it is, but it's. Let me see if I can zoom in a little and get a name.
That looks like Marion County, I think.
Lexi,
Tylertown.
Okay, yeah, that's going to be like Macomb, Tylertown. Okay. That's just outside of Columbia, a few miles out, but it's okay.
Yeah, so just south of
They're
there,
getting them.
you're starting to see some action.
All right. Got these
So
little
there is
spots. Okay.
building. Yeah, there is building. It's just right now it looks like it's in the southern part of the state. Southwest, I should say.
Okay.
South and southwest.
Yeah, not too bad.
Alabama's getting a little
Okay.
bit more love. Alabama's getting some action. Let's see, what city is this? Birmingham. It's pretty well covered.
Birmingham, yeah, they just said they upgraded Birmingham. I've been following them pretty close on the news page.
Hey, Jacob, you want to see my area?
Where are you at?
This is my county.
Oh, you're way up there.
I was sneeze showing off.
Yeah, this is my county right here, bruh. That's where I be, right there.
Oh, snaps.
Yeah, look at that.
All
look at
right,
that,
I'm gonna have to come visit you so I can get some of that good 5G.
Yeah.
Man, hang in there, man. I'm
it's
sure
hard to-
Mississippi will improve. Man, hang in there, man.
I hope so. It's hard to play Call of Duty on my phone when that LTE is not as fast as it needs to be,
Yeah.
Facts.
especially for Call of Duty.
Jacob, thank you, man. Welcome to the community, and thanks for supporting us with the membership. Thank you, man.
Hey, Jacob. Also,
Hey,
man, thank you.
Anytime.
Thank you for your service too, man. I know you said. I think you said you were a first responder, right?
Yes, sir.
thank you.
Yeah, man. Definitely appreciate what you do, man. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for
Yeah.
your service.
Well, thank you for
putting it
saying
all on
that.
the
It
line,
means a
man.
lot, guys. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Well,
Yeah, man.
I'll keep in touch with you guys, and I'll probably call in on your next podcast. Y'all have a good night and stay safe, guys.
Friend of
All
the
right,
show,
take care, man.
friend of the show, friend of the channel, Jacob. Appreciate you, man.
Hey, Sneed, I
y'all.
got to get going. Got some family
Thanks for-
time to attend.
Thanks for
All
coming
right.
in, man. Appreciate you hanging out with us, Zero Cool.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good night, guys.
All right,
Thanks.
so cool.
Good night.
All right, cool.
If anybody else wants to call in, you guys know the number. It's 702-605-6551. You can give us a holler. You can ring our. You can come in hot, or you can come in with
Call-
questions.
Call in, Stetson. Call in,
Hey.
man.
Oh
Hey,
damn!
why you got me checking on Denver, bro? It's done. Bro, how fast they did Denver, that's faster than Cleveland.
What the hell? Holy
It's
crap.
done. Man,
Verizon- Verizon not playing, man. They're not
That was
playing.
less than a year. They did it faster than Cleveland, dog.
Damn. Hold on. We got a call from the Collins. All right, we're gonna get this going.
Damn, son.
Hold on. What the heck? What happened? What the heck? I think he hung up.
Oh, maybe they'll call back.
Call in, Stetson. Call in, man.
It said it was from the Collins, so I don't know.
Damn, Gellert, straight up, bro. Denver looking righteous. Righteous, bro.
There we go. They're calling back.
Maybe we'll do that for the Collins. If you guys want to see a coverage map, if you want me to pull up the Chernobyl map,
Hey,
if you want
caller.
me to pull up the Death Star, if you want me to pull up whatever.
You're
pull up.
line.
Go in on New York, Sneed.
New York.
You're on the
Hey.
line, caller.
Hello.
Yo.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Nothing much.
Cool, man. What you got for us?
Can we get
So I called in a couple weeks ago about my municipal fiber. They just upped prices, but they also added a few more speed tiers.
Oof. Talk to me about the speed tiers. What are they charging?
So it used to be $60 a month for a gig, but they upped it to $70. And they also used to charge $10 a month for in-home Wi-Fi, but now they include that for free.
Okay.
And now they're offering 2 gig for $100 a month and 10 gig for $200 a month.
Wow. Those are actually really good.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
I like what they did with
Just
the
everyone's
free
ticked off
hardware.
that. Go ahead.
I like what they did with the free hardware because now you don't have to pay taxes on it because there's no charge.
Well, the problem, though, is that the hardware already had Wi-Fi on board.
Oh. So it was like an
It's just a
all-in-one, like
software
the
thing that
AT&T BGR, whatever.
I'm pretty sure it's some Nokia box. I personally don't have the all-in-one unit. I have their business option, which just has an Ethernet out. But the all-in-one has a landline port, 4 Ethernet ports that are actually capable of 10 gig. I did not know that. And Wi-Fi 6E all built in.
It's good. It has a lot of features. I mean, the connectivity is there. That's for sure.
Yeah, and they have port forwarding completely open. I went over to some relatives' houses that had it. Port forwarding completely open. They don't lock that down. Port triggering, which is somewhat rare to find on some routers. You can use that if you so wanted to, and DMZ correctly implemented. They also have a correctly implemented bridge mode as well.
Oh wow. That's not bad.
Yeah.
It's nice that an ISP keeps all that
Not at
open.
all.
Yeah, I don't know if it's
Yes,
justified
also-
for everybody to be angry about the $10. I mean, it's still competitively priced nationally. You know, most 1 gig plans are probably at or around $70, $80.
Well, here's why everyone's mad. Our taxes have gone up a ton ever since they started doing the build because of the bonds. And they also got in trouble and ran out of money and had to ask for $170 million more dollars.
Oh, man.
And they'd increased it by quite a number of years. And they're
Sheesh.
still not done with it, and they said they'd be done by 2021, and they started in 2019.
Man,
So
hopefully
that's
that
why
doesn't
everyone's
derail the
mad.
build, though, right? Like, they want to complete the project, right?
They do.
See, these are the
But
technicalities of these fiber builds. Like, these are the things that come up that make life difficult for the builders.
Yeah, but the main reason that everyone's mad is Xfinity spent $500,000 on advertising back in 2019 when we were trying to get the bill passed to have municipal fiber. And they had said that they will slowly creep up prices and our taxes will go up. And all these nightmare scenarios saying that our roads wouldn't be built and all that, which kind of fair. Downtown Fort Collins has some semi-rough roads, but
Not
they
too
just
bad.
haven't had No, it's not too bad. So everyone's mad because the ads that Xfinity put through another agency that people saw worked.
So there are competitors in this market.
There is Xfinity, but they aren't even offering the 200 megabits a second for $25. It's just not available in our area. It's available in very certain sections, and I've kind of pinpointed it down to where T-Mobile Home Internet is available, but they generally don't offer it here.
So they're not really responsive, right? They're just kind of doing their thing.
They're
like
exactly.
Hmm.
And then meanwhile, CenturyLink had started building out fiber. I don't know what their pricing is, but I just know that there's fiber on one side of Shield Street, and then on the other, there's completely none. And I'm less than a block away from where that fiber is, and I kind of wish I could have tried that.
Oh, you're in the same situation I'm in, bro. When it comes to CenturyLink, oh, feel your
CenturyLink.
pain.
Yeah, I have
feel
some
your
friends
pain.
that have no other options, and I'm not envious of them.
What do you have right now? I'm sorry, I missed it.
The municipal fiber. It's called Fort Collins Connection, but they put an X somewhere in there.
Hey, what's your name, caller?
Tom,
that's right. Yeah, we've talked to Tom before. Tom, thanks for the call, man. Appreciate you calling in. We got to move on to the next caller. I'm up against it. But again, thanks for calling in and call back soon, okay?
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me on.
Sure. You're very welcome.
Goodbye.
Take care.
All right, we have Dustin calling in.
What up, Dust? What's
Hello.
going on, bruh?
You're on the call, on the line.
Hey, it's Stetson calling in to say hi. How's everyone doing?
Oh, it's Stetson, not Dustin.
Stetson,
what up,
man?
Stet?
It said Dustin on the damn thing.
It's Stetson, dog. It ain't Dustin. What up, Stets?
Yeah.
So
Stetson, what's up, man?
Well, it didn't communicate. It didn't transcribe properly, Stetson. I apologize.
That's totally fine. It's great to be here. Hope you guys
Man.
are doing well. My question, what is your current primary phone number on? What carrier are you guys using? And I have a follow-up question after that.
Well, Stetson, you should know me because it hasn't changed since you've known me. It's still the T-Mobile number that you talked to me on, and then that backup AT&T connection I don't give out to anybody.
Right on.
My primary is Verizon, bro.
Nice. Great choice.
Yeah, my primary is Verizon too, Stetson. It's been that way for as long as I can remember.
Love it. A lot of Verizon folks in here.
And my primary is Altel.
Oh my God.
He's so full of his need.
Yeah. Hey, big shout out to Green. Thank you, man. Before Stetson follows up, appreciate the super chat. Does the S23 series or iPhone 14 series do better on carrier aggregation 3.45 and 3.7? I would say probably the Galaxy, especially since the configuration was enabled on it first, and updates likely coming to it will be more timely. So if there's improvements and performance with like the modem and antenna, functionality, it's probably them. Do you guys think AT&T C-band has performed better or worse compared to Verizon? So let me be straight up with you about the Cleveland market, because it's the only one that I've thoroughly tested. AT&T has 80 megahertz on air. Verizon has 60. And Verizon, with extreme regularity, like 90% or more of the time, performs 30% or more faster. So 20 less megahertz, 30% faster. I don't know what it is. They just do it better. Yeah.
It's contiguous. It's a contiguous 60 megs as opposed
efficiency.
to
Yeah. That was the thing about AT&T. They got cute. They split the auctions. They saved about $10 billion. I respect it. They had to save money, but does not equate in real world application.
For Pittsburgh, Verizon gets higher peak speeds, but on average, generally speaking, all midband, regardless of carrier, is averaging somewhere around the 300 mark. Doesn't matter who you pick. So it's pretty even Stevens if there's mid-band here.
All right, let me get to Stetson. Follow up, man. Now that you know that I have Altel, go ahead.
The follow-up question for you guys was, how important was having taxes and fees included in your decision to go with your primary carrier?
I'll go first. Since I started with T-Mobile back when Simple Choice was a thing, not important. Although it was important when I made my decision to go from Simple Choice to OnePlus and keeping OnePlus to Magenta MAX.
I've been with the company for 23 years, bro. So to me, taxes and fees don't bother me much. It would be a bonus, but it wouldn't make or break my decision. Just based solely on that.
So for me, Stetson, I echo the same thing Carlos said. I don't care. Tax and fee, I don't care. That's not anything that I'm concerned about at all.
I'll put it this way: losing tax and fees included on my Magenta MAX line would definitely make me pissed enough to probably look at switching.
Well, yeah.
TT.
Yeah.
I mean, the pricing is so close now that if they're not giving me a bunch of free stuff, I will leave too.
Interesting.
For me, I would say that as someone who was very cognizant of the T-Mobile coming up party, right? So as they disrupted and did the whole tax and fees included and binge on us and all that, T-Mobile was always so deficient in coverage for most of the decade, from 2010 to 2016, 17, 18. It wasn't until they really built out the 600 megahertz to where they could actually provide adequate coverage. They didn't have a mid-band tower grid, right? They had a low-band tower grid, but no low-band. So that was the problem. So having tax and fees, a shitburger is a shitburger, whether you pay $1 or you pay $100 for it. Whether tax and fees come with it and fries come with it. So at the time, the network was just extremely deficient across the state of Ohio. And now I feel like the tax and fees is a huge thing because the coverage is so close and the capacity is there. It's if somebody lives in an urban market, especially a suburban market, it's man, you could save legitimate dough if you have Magenta, for example. Your pricing, you're gonna buy 2 lines and get 1 free, and then tax and fees are included. The value is there. So now that has kind of that network lead or whatever has shrunk, that's going to be a price advantage, T-Mobile for sure. But it never changed me because I've always just wanted the best network access, and for me, it's always been Verizon as being very, very reliable. When I've needed them, they always worked.
100%. Yeah, with that said, I guess I'm curious what Verizon will end up announcing on the 15th. I think tax and fees will be extra. I don't think it makes sense for them to. It'd be nice, but I don't think it makes sense. We'll probably get some more bogus perks added in. I don't know. We will see and find out. I definitely appreciated listening to your guys' thoughts on that. Also, got to give a shout out to Dennis, who is currently ranked 15th on the coverage map. So thank you, Dennis, to uploading data points. And Steve and Carlos, I would love to see you guys on the map.
All right.
Got you, Stetson.
Yo, Stetson, I would love
on.
to participate, man. I would love to participate. Absolutely.
Hold on. We got to ask the same questions back to Stetson. Hold on. He grilled us here for a second.
Yeah. Turn it around, Carlos. Hit him. Yeah.
So where's your primary number at, Stetson?
You guys are not going to believe this. I am on Boost Infinite right now. That's what I'm calling on.
So what Stetson's trying to say is he's happy to lose his primary number, and he's now stuck and held hostage at Boost Infinite because he can't port out.
I haven't tried yet, Dennis. I haven't tried. I still need to review it. It's actually been good, besides the time they were hacked and down for 2 weeks.
No, they were down for a month. Stop fronting, bro.
Come on,
yeah,
bro,
down for a month, and you couldn't even port out.
Stetson, man.
Right.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm probably my bad.
Almost 2 months.
Now, next question.
Total bill is $26.28 though. Not bad.
Next question, Stetson. Same question. Taxes and fee going to determine whether you choose a carrier or not.
They were not important to me. I was doing it for the review. If I had to switch to a new carrier, I would do anything on T-Mobile or Verizon right now. AT&T is just not good in Longmont.
Stetson, can you give me
has echoed that.
Stetson, would you give me your honest take on Verizon? Just tell me how you feel. Network quality. We've already heard about the customer service, so Sneeze already covered that.
Here's the coverage map for Longmont. 5G UW in the house.
Oh wow, that's really good.
Yeah, red.
Tell me how you feel about Verizon. What are your thoughts?
When they turned on C-band in Denver, I mean, it was like the whole state of Colorado all at once. It's like they had built it, left it turned off, and then turned it on. And their network went from 0 to 60. I mean, it's amazing now. The speeds are fast. The service feels reliable. The coverage footprint is outstanding. Definitely one of the better networks. I mean, I would want to be on Verizon or T-Mobile as a primary carrier here. I think both are great. And yeah, I think C-band, my phone connects way more frequently than with millimeter wave. I don't know what it is with millimeter wave. My phone just doesn't like to connect to it. C-band, it'll pick it up. You'll get great speeds. I think it really improves the plans too. I mean, I know some of you guys were complaining about not getting 4K streaming. Well, I can basically get 4K streaming in a lot of locations now because I'm on ultra wideband.
Preach. Talk about it. Talk about it, Sneed. Talk about it. Let them know, Stetson. Let them know, man. Let them know I'm right. Let them know. I'm sorry. I need to grow up, man. I need to grow up.
Hey, Josh. Welcome to the line. You're on the air too. What's going on?
We still got Stetson hanging out, right? You didn't get rid of Stetson.
No. They're both on.
Don't get rid of Stetson. We like Stetson. Friend of the show, man. Come on, bro.
No. They're both on the line. Come on.
Okay. All right. Blind G, also a friend of the show.
They're gonna change the whole music.
Hey, so Stetson, I gotta ask you real quick, man. You said you'd go back to any T-Mobile or Verizon option, right? I do gotta ask, if you do end up going back to T-Mobile, do you have any regrets about leaving them, since now you won't be able to get back on Magenta MAX or the Magenta plans?
Ooh. I don't. My account was basically broken with them anyway. I don't know what happened, but I had 2 lines active. I could only see one of them. My app wouldn't work. I couldn't check my data usage. I think they needed a reset. And I'll be honest with you guys, I've been crunching the numbers, and for me, it would be worth the extra $5 a month to get on Go 5G Plus, just to get locked into the device deals. I mean, saving $830 every 2 years.
See, Stetson, you had me until you started talking that nonsense, bro. Listen to me, all right? Listen to me.
Yeah.
Where in the world do you get off calling this an Uncarrier event when you are trading in a locked phone for a locked phone? Where they do that at?
I didn't say it was Uncarrier.
Who the hell wants to go from cell A to cell B in a jail? Where they do that at? Why? Because cell B has a better view. It's got a window. It's got sunlight shining in.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you a different question, Stetson. Let me ask you a different question.
Yeah.
Do you miss Mint Mobile? That was your original baby, after all.
Our partner, Mint Mobile, partner link in the description.
I miss Mint Mobile a lot. I mean, I loved the shout out. Sneed, you called it. Mint is keeping pricing the same, as we watched literally Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile raise prices pretty much across the board. Mint's prices the same. They've been the same for years, and this is their 3rd or 4th data increase. When Mint
with
launched,
pricing being the same,
$15 got you, $15 got you 2 gigs. Today, that same $15 gets you 5 gigs. So if anyone's interested in trying T-Mobile coverage, give Mint a try. Definitely hit that link in the description. I mean, I would go back in a heartbeat. I think I actually will go back. once I am done with this adventure of testing out carriers. But,
Hey, Stetson, let me ask you one last question real fast. Which carrier is providing the absolute most affordable pricing right now?
That is a good question. This might come as a surprise, but I think I will say Mobile X for this one.
Yeah, I was going to say Mobile X gets you at your lowest price point. That's right. Yeah.
It's low, and it can actually fluctuate with you as your data usage changes month to month. Like with Mint, you're buying 5 gigs knowing you will never use all 5 gigabytes. With Mobile X, you just pay for the data you use, and you can adjust that and change it on a month-by-month basis, which will end up making it the cheapest overall option in the long run.
Stetson, it's funny you mentioned them. What are your thoughts on their basic unlimited plans, specifically the $20 plan and the $25? Well, there's only 2, I guess. But what are your thoughts on their basic unlimited plans?
I think if you're getting Mobile X, you should just not get those plans. Like, you should go for the custom plans. Like, you hit a certain data threshold, and I would probably consider, we had some people talking about Visible in the chat. They're a super great value. I think US Mobile starts to provide a really good experience when you get up in those kinds of price points. So that would probably be my pick.
$20 though for 15 gigs is not terrible. That's the same.
It's pretty good.
That's the same price Mint charges for 15.
Yeah, it's a good price match. Some things I'm looking at, looks like there is no hotspot, and it looks like your data stops. Hotspot's included. All right, my website is off. I need to update that.
Hotspot's included, yeah.
Yeah, all right. And if that's the case, that's pretty good then.
Hotspot's included, and it doesn't just shut off. It gets throttled to 512 kilobits per second.
Yeah. Dang, all right.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I think once some of the activation flows get smoother, I know when I tried, I think I was in the beta program months ago, so it needed some work. I'll just try and sign up again. But once that gets smoothed out, I think, it's looking like a really strong option on Verizon.
On Verizon. I'm just saying.
Hey, well, you didn't answer the chat earlier, Stetson. Was I wrong? Doesn't T-Mobile have the most MVNOs on their network?
I don't know for certain. I think there are.
You mean just the sheer number of brands, MVNOs, or do you mean like customers?
No, just the companies, brands? Like the brands. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, they definitely had a lot. I think Verizon had way fewer, but then they bought a bunch with TracFone.
Exactly. They got like 18.
I feel like T-Mobile has like 100 though. Like literally Family Co. or who was the one that was a Patron support back in the day that you invested in? Was it Family Co?
Oh yeah, Nebula Wireless. They're on
Nebula
T-Mobile.
Wireless. Dude, how are they doing, man? They had some really cool SIM card designs. Like ever since we stopped doing the show, I never heard from them.
But they had some
designs? Yeah, Stetson showed off these. Yeah, Stetson showed off these SIM card designs, and I kid you not, Sneed, I have no interest in actually having the service. I just want to buy the SIMs, get like 16. No, I want to get like 16 of their SIMs, right? Because they have these really cool designs. I just want to put them on I want to frame them on the wall. Like I want to like line them up on like a frame and just frame them on the wall because there were some really cool designs.
SIM cards, bro.
You could always use. You could also use Skittles.
Cool.
Skittles and SIM cards.
What's up? Somebody said something. I didn't hear.
Skittles, dog?
Yeah.
No, Stetson understands.
I mean,
I understand. I understand. I know what Dennis is talking about. Yeah, I think something also really confusing with T-Mobile, kind of back to them, is the Magenta and the Magenta MAX plans will actually still be offered, and they'll just be online only. So A problem is that if you're a customer and you go to a store, your only options are the new Go 5G plan. But if you're a savvy consumer, you could sign up if you wanted to for Magenta or Max online.
So they're doing two things. They're accomplishing two things with that plan, right? Number one, they're increasing the likelihood that people are going to accept the Go 5G plans. Number two, they're encouraging traffic flow to their website, to their app.
But wait, why keep I don't understand this. Why keep Magenta Max and Go 5G Plus when they're basically the same plan?
They are clearly not confident that the Go 5G is going to resonate with the consumer base.
Well, what they're doing, Dennis, this is coming from like a T-Mobile internal source that I was talking to, is they're going to keep them up till May 1st on the website. Then after that, see ya.
Oh, that's...
You mean they're going to retire the plan and just grandfather it?
Yep. Whoever's grandfathered gets to keep it. They get to add lines to it, whatever.
They are very bold.
Unless you were like me with OnePlus, where apparently the way T-Mobile does things is that if you have one line, they treat it as a separate account type. So if you had another line, it messes things up.
I know T-Mobile. You know that T-Mobile does that. Dennis is 100% correct. So like, if you're on a single line, it's considered its own plan, and you can't add a family line unless they change you over to a family plan. It's not like Verizon or AT&T where you can just add a line and then it converts it automatically.
And then the reverse is also true. If you're on a family plan, which is what I have now, and I wanted to go down to the single line, it'd be considered a plan change.
Yup. Or else he'll get charged for two.
That's
or
crazy.
he will get charged for two lines, even though he'll have only one.
Yep.
That is ridiculous. So that explains all of this growth.
Which is why their promos are also messed up, and which is why I'm never going to touch. The reason why I have 2 free lines and 4 lines total, and I'm never going to touch it because Stetson used to yell at me about this, is for this reason. I'm just going to leave it as is. And now, if I ever have a little Dennis Jr. or something like that, there's lines to play with, and I won't change the numbers on the line because changing it.
Think how much money you can save, though. You're not going to need those.
Coming
lines.
from the man that's still paying for Google Fi.
What?
In my defense, I paused that and it resumes May 8th.
Whoa.
Listen, I haven't talked to you in like 3-4 months, and I still knew you had that line. Some things just don't change.
I've had that since 2019. I don't want to talk too much about that. It's kind of embarrassing.
Yep.
Someone did ask in the chat how much I'm paying, and the current total is $187.35 per month.
Oh yeah, Stetson. Do you remember Nico?
Yeah.
I gave him one. So when I asked T-Mobile for one of the the last BYOD line before they started coming up with the gimmicks, they sent me a physical SIM, and this was after the whole hack thing. We have to call them and change it now to an eSIM. So I just decided to give it to Nico. So Nico has a T-Mobile line now.
Nice.
Yeah, he's been crushing it, man. 100 gigs or so on average. He's been enjoying it.
Great for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, so Stetson, you pay $187 a month to Google Fi?
No, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 active lines.
Whoa.
That is $187.
Stetson.
So you have 8 lines on Google Fi. I got you. Okay.
He doesn't have 8 lines on Google Fi, but
Hey,
yeah.
What in the world? Yo, Stetson, what's going on out there, man? What's going on up there in Denver,
Stetson,
man?
How are you paying that little? Bro, I am paying just for T-Mobile alone for 4 lines, and I'm not even kidding you, bro. 2 of them are free. I showed Steve this. He didn't believe me. 2 of them are free. 1 tablet, 2 home internets. I'm paying $365 a month.
Because you're getting bent over the barrel, Carlos.
That's just on T-Mobile.
I think that sounds high.
I'm going to tell you why Carlos is so high with a guess. You have the OnePlus International add-ons, don't you, Carlos? The ones that are like $50 a piece.
No, it's 25, and plus I only got them on 2 lines. That's it.
That's $50. He's still over 300.
Crazy.
When Sneed saw my bill, bro,
I'm
Sneed was
spending
shocked.
more. I forgot. I have an
Carlos,
active mobile
send me a screenshot of the bill, like the PDF.
All right.
He ain't lying, bro.
Dennis is gonna faint when he sees this bill.
No, I'm gonna look at it and I'm gonna see why it's so high.
He ain't lying.
I didn't say he was lying. I just want to see why it's so high.
Bro,
That's crazy.
No cap
Carlos.
detected, sir. No
I'm
cap
paying
detected.
107 for T-Mobile right now because I paid off one of my devices. So I'm still getting the device credits.
Stetson, just so
Oh, nice.
if
Same
I
price as Verizon.
if I add everything I'm paying for, Stetson, I'm literally over $1,000 a month just in phone bills.
Wow.
Is that
I feel
including?
lucky. I'm getting a deal.
Is that including the enterprise lines that you have, Carlos, or no?
No. That's literally my Verizon for all my family. My Verizon is my cheapest bill on my 05 unlimited plan. I got literally 13 lines, 2 hotspots, a tablet, and a hum, and I pay $396 now because they give me $100 credit for the rest of the life of my account. It used to be $496. That's the cheapest plan I have.
Carlos, I
Would you
legitimately
look at
don't
that?
understand why you have so many lines anymore. Like, legit, you hate T-Mobile in Vegas. When I was there, dude,
That's
just
the
did
plan.
not.
The plan, bro. The plan. And sometimes it does. When it does work, I use it, bro. I try, bro. I tried. Steve knows. I try to use it.
Wait. Hold up, Carlos. Sometimes when it works, you use it. How do you know if it's working if you're never using it to begin with?
It's on my spare phone, Stetson. It's on there, and if I see it, if it's working decent, then I use it, bro.
But what I don't get is, right, so like you have unlimited hotspot with Verizon, true unlimited hotspot. And I get that T-Mobile had unlimited hotspot on the OnePlus plan back then, which was legit, right? But like you talk about how T-Mobile sucks in Vegas for you, so why? And you got the T-Mobile Home Internet, which you've already confirmed we've already confirmed you could drive around and use anywhere anyway. So why even pay for the unlimited hotspot on T-Mobile? Like, you also have the unlimited hotspot with AT&T.
Because I keep the line for the main reason is when I go back home to my country, since I have the international, it's true unlimited high-speed data. Because you know that plan, bro, that $25 add-on.
I remember it.
That's the reason why.
That was a nice add-on.
Carlos, what's the best carrier, best network in Nevada right now?
Bro, hands down Verizon, bro. I'm just keeping it real with you.
Yeah. We have that as our number one for coverage map.
Of course.
That's pretty cool to hear that confirmed.
They're in areas where they have Verizon. Literally, I go to T-Mobile, Stetson, and you can look this up yourself, bro. Go on US 93 going north towards Rachel, Nevada. 180-mile stretch, no service from T-Mobile.
Wow.
What if T-Mobile was my main line and I broke down there?
Well, 911 would let you call anybody.
You'd stick your thumb out and you'd.
You need to talk to AAA about that.
You know, like
AAA got T-Mobile too. They couldn't help you.
Well, no, I'm saying 911 would let you call anyone. Like, it would just use whatever.
Well, yeah, I would have to utilize with that, but that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, at least AT&T, I can give them credit. They finally got a tower in Rachel, Nevada. Finally, after 25 years. So I can give them credit. They actually are trying to expand.
They like the Los's area is the inverse of my area. So Verizon's the crappiest out here. AT&T's getting better. They're like the best LTE, and then the best 5G now officially is T-Mobile.
AT&T is still good in my area. T-Mobile is decent in my area, and Verizon is.
Man, Root Metrics tied. Got Verizon and AT&T tying in Pittsburgh. I don't know, man. I don't know if I believe you, man.
Root Metrics doesn't live here, and they just test the same spots every year.
I mean, Pittsburgh hasn't really grown but so much. I mean, the roads are where they are. People are where they are.
Yeah.
But
the craziest thing is like T-Mobile came in hot and heavy. Like all of a sudden there was like their crappy LTE out here. Then they had what's that stuff called? 5G Edge, where they just got that N71 blasting for miles. But within a month and a half after the 5G Edge showed up, now they got the ultra capacity out here. So they're coming at. They're finally hitting the rural area.
So
I'll
Stetson,
give him credit for that. You got to call it.
you've been here in Vegas, bro, so
Yeah.
you know how T-Mobile's a mixed bag. You know, you can be in one moment, one spot, and it's real excellent, and then you could be one moment at another spot, and it's going to be the horrid experience you've ever had with a company. That
Wow.
if they worked the tweaks, bro, I mean, they have the density. I can admit it, bro, straight up. T-Mobile has the most tower sites here. Verizon has the least, but Verizon does have the most small cells to make up for the least amount of sites.
Yeah, but how do we explain
Well,
the Pittsburgh market being so bad for AT&T though?
Wait, what? What? Steve, I'm running a speed test right now on AT&T. I'm getting 309 megs right now.
How do we explain? How do we make sense of the AT&T network being such trash in Pittsburgh?
It's inferior, man. Verizon's better.
What kind of drugs are you taking, Steve? Because I'm gonna have to talk to your doctor.
That's funny. I thought Sneed was serious.
Oh man, that shit was.
Sneed has been to Pittsburgh and knows darn well.
It's really good.
Yeah, without
It's
a
good.
doubt.
It's good. I've been to Pittsburgh too. It is good. It is good. It is good.
The Berg in the house.
Yeah, the Pittsburgh is good. But I've also, I mean, like I said, in my experience in Pittsburgh with Verizon was also stellar. So I don't think either of the three carriers is bad in Pittsburgh. All of them are solid.
Look, Dennis is still mad that Verizon kicked his dog at some point, and he just hasn't.
Yeah, exactly. It's got.
I literally have a proper Verizon line that Carlos gave me with the best priority possible to test them, and I can tell you just with a straight face that, like, yes, there's a few spots where Verizon does obviously better than others because you're right
I know.
Right by their cell site, right? But as a grand scheme of things, if you have AT&T, I will say if out of 10 speed tests, 8 out of 10 will have AT&T winning from like a latency standpoint, capacitive standpoint, etc.
Yeah.
And then 1 out of 10 will be Verizon and 1 out of 10 will be
Dennis,
T-Mobile.
to hell with the speed tests. How's the usage?
From a usage standpoint, if you have
Yes, just
AT&T,
usage.
you'll never have a problem. Everything
Okay.
just works. Calling sounds fantastic. Some of the best calling quality you'll ever hear that will bliss your ears. And texting works too. T-Mobile, as I said, has improved in Pittsburgh. I generally, like I said, I rarely have to switch off it anymore. It just kind of works for the places I go. Google Maps works. Spotify works in my car. Hell, I can even load up YouTube just fine and no problems. And Verizon is the only one that actually has problems when it comes to actually loading data, specifically video.
I detect
The
cap.
latency's gotten
Exactly. I detect major cap. I detect major cap.
The cap detector is going off.
Nope. Blame that band 13 only or that video throttle.
Please, there's C-band all over Pittsburgh.
All right, we're going to the Berg. We're going to the Berg right now. We're about to do the damn thing right now.
Steve,
damn it.
come to the Berg, baby. And when
I've been to the Berg. What you mean,
and
bro?
when you do, bring me some more of that nice soda that you have.
The Vimto, you got it, bro. I got you.
Bro,
I don't know, Dennis. I think you need to run some more speed tests in Pittsburgh. When I look at the map and I go to best carrier, it's Verizon.
Dude, what the
exactly,
hell?
Stetson.
What
exactly.
the hell? Buffering video where, bro?
Like, look at all that red, man.
Red.
Hold on,
Venice
guys.
be full of the cap, man.
Hey,
Full
guys.
of the cap.
Let's
It must
do
be
this.
kind of like in the outskirts. It must be like over here somewhere.
Look at old Route 18. Look at old Route 18 heading towards Newcastle.
Hey guys, let's do this for once. So let's actually all take a challenge here on this panel, including you, Stetson. All right, for 1 week, let's just use the carriers like normal. Take 1 week per carrier, no speed testing at all. Just use it, and then judge your experience from there. Use that. We're gonna see how time to content really works without judging it based off a speed test. Let's do that. Let's take that challenge.
I like it.
Carlos,
just one quick question here. Do I need to leave my house for this?
Bro, use it wherever you want. Doesn't matter. If you go to the doctor, go to the doctor and use it, bro.
Just look for Newcastle. Look for Newcastle. Just type in Newcastle, PA.
Listen, I've already been doing that challenge on myself, and
Because-
I hate to say it, but AT&T
Now drag
and
yourself
T-Mobile are
south.
whooping ass.
Now drag yourself down. Down. There you go. There you go. Old Route 18. Right through Wampum. Yep. No. Yep. Down. Going through Wampum. Going through Cottbul. Going through...
Dennis, that ain't bad.
That's not bad at all. It's really
get
not
buffering
bad.
video you said over here?
You're going to have buffer and video down here all along Route 18. Zooming on Route 18.
I can kind of see what
Dennis,
Dennis
I
is
just want to
talking
make
about.
sure I'm understanding this correctly. While you're driving on a highway, you're going to have buffering video. Am I hearing that correctly?
Exactly.
I just... You guys asked me, how's the data performance? I said it's going to be basically good. And the only one that has issues with data is Verizon. There are places where Verizon hasn't upgraded.
I trust Dennis. I mean, he frequents these places, so I'm not going to question it.
So where I see
I'm going
it
to question
making where I see it making sense for Dennis is and this is not trying to cover anything or taking favoritism or anything. Where I see it is because we're hands off from ultra wideband to regular LTE or the DSS, because maybe he doesn't have dedicated N5 yet, because if you have dedicated N5, you have uncapped video in those
Yep, we
markets.
do not have dedicated N5.
So I
Big shout
kind
out
of
to
see.
Gallery Entertainment. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Thank you, man.
So because I've experienced it when I travel rural, and then I start leaving ultra wideband, like on the Get More line, I'll notice it where it has to adjust, and then if it picks up ultra wideband again, but if you just set your video down to 720, or you'll be all right. But it is the noticing of having to play with it.
I didn't
Dennis,
say Verizon
Dennis,
was unusable. I just said they're the only ones that have data issues. What's up?
Dennis, what do you think about this map right here, dog?
I think Ohio has been well served by Verizon for many years and will continue to be well served by Verizon for many more to come.
Yeah, probably.
And I think that AT&T is also freaking cracked in Ohio, specifically Boardman, Ohio. AT&T has a cell site like smack dab on that really nice movie theater, that nice Cinemark that you guys have out in Boardman, Ohio. And I think that AT&T gets like 700 meg on said cell site, and it's freaking cracked.
Hey, Sneed, why don't you show him Vegas, bro? After
should we do the Vegas joint?
Bro,
yeah.
How good is that? If you had the hack where it showed mmWave, bro, you would be more impressed.
Look, man, I'm gonna be honest. I was hyped about mmWave, but I don't care. Like the ultra capacity midband. Like you were just talking about just using it, right, Carlos? You were talking about just using it.
Yep.
I legitimately can't notice a difference in my day-to-day between mmWave and just normal ultra capacity because it's so capacitive already.
Yeah, of course.
They did SoCal pretty nicely.
Your battery health.
Yeah.
Honestly, mmWave still makes my phone hot as hell. I don't know about
LA's
you guys.
almost done, man.
Yeah,
Look
it
at
does.
that, bro.
It's a firecracker.
Really? Well, the 14s don't do that.
No, I'm talking about my 14, Carlos. That's the only one that has the Verizon line on it. Yeah. Gets hot as a motherfucker.
I have a 13 Pro Max. Yeah, my 13 Pro Max does too.
What about you, Stetson? Does yours get hot as hell?
I'm not really connecting to mmWave that much. I do know if you run speed tests for a lot on any connection, your phone gets hot. So I don't know. I don't feel like my phone would get hot under normal use.
I don't do speed tests. So. Mine's just regular use.
I'm just highlighting
Folks,
that to show the
you know what's
agree
really
with me.
sad? You know what's really, really sad? Take a look at the map.
Hawaii.
I know.
Dude, you know what's even sadder than Hawaii? Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
No, seriously.
Puerto Rico's getting better.
I think those are all T-Mobile areas. Am I right? Or
Yeah, Puerto Rico is definitely T-Mobile City.
Well, Puerto Rico is on Claro, the old Claro network.
Well, that's not Puerto Rico, Sneed.
No,
That's
no.
needs some geography.
That's Dominican, bro. Dominican.
Yeah, I know.
Puerto
I'm
Rico's-
looking for native coverage, and they don't have it. So why you guys want me looking over here?
Now you're in my country now, Sneed. What's going on?
I know,
bro?
but what I'm asking you is why the hell you guys got me looking at all these places with no native coverage?
Yo, Los, you from you?
I
Are
said
you?
Puerto Rico, my friend, not the Dominican Republic, not
I'm
Haiti.
looking at the entire
Yo, Los, you
Caribbean.
Cuban?
Yes, I am.
That's what's
T-Mobile
up,
works in
man.
Cuba.
That's awesome, dude.
T-Mobile works
I
in
can't-
Cuba.
There's no native coverage anywhere.
Bro, I came to the U.S. in 1992, bro, when I was 7 years old, bro.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I learn something new every day. I did not know that. That's cool, man.
Stops at the
Yeah, I
keys,
think you're
bro.
gonna
They
see
don't
one
do
big.
shit anywhere else.
I think you're gonna see one big roaming partner down there.
Yeah, there's nothing.
You got to go to Puerto Rico, bro.
Yeah.
I believe in Sneed. Come on now, you're a teacher. You should know. You should know where Puerto Rico is.
Jesus.
Where are these places? Where am I on this map?
Zoom out, bro. Zoom out.
Sneed's having like
Hold
an
on.
all-star.
There you go. You see the little dot right there?
Oh, there it
Yeah.
is.
Dominican.
That's Puerto Rico. There you go.
Oh, they do have native coverage here.
That's not native. That's roaming.
It's
native.
Well, it's Claro. Claro's.
Native.
So basically, this is how it went. It's just like the AT&T did with Liberty. They sold the customers and the customer service part of it, but the spectrum and all that is still theirs.
So it's band 13.
It's kind of like that.
Well, they got
Kind of
band
like how
41.
Verizon does in rural America.
They actually have band
They lend their
41 in
spectrum.
Puerto Rico. Verizon owns 41 there.
I can tell you right now that's not considered native coverage because most MVNOs won't work in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, because most MVNOs don't include
Because
any type of travel abroad.
it's considered what is that? The IRL.
Google. Hey, wait, hold on.
Domestic.
Google 5 does.
Wow, Stetson.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm covered.
No, I'm talking about Verizon
Me
MVNOs.
and
I
my
wasn't talking
18
about
Google Fi
MVNOs.
lines, we're gonna get service.
What the hell?
Yeah, I don't think Verizon wants to. I don't think we want to use Verizon down to Puerto Rico, though.
That's roaming,
T-Mobile's going to
Steve.
be the best bet.
Yeah, you got to zoom in. This is what I was telling you guys. You got to zoom in and then it changes colors.
Can I just
Yeah, I got
say
a
really
question.
quickly? Can I just quickly say really fast? Mexico, you know we always talk about self-service in the U.S., man. Mexico has some really bad
Their
cell
3G
coverage.
is awesome.
They have some what?
No, their 3G is awesome, down there.
Sarcasm, I know. I'm saying Mexico, for such a developed country, has some really bad cell coverage.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, a lot of people talk shit about Verizon. El Paso's an early clearance market, and look at it.
Dude, Verizon picks the most random spots to focus on. Like, isn't El Paso like AT&T territory?
No.
It's
They're
heavy.
the worst network in El
It's a border
Paso.
town. It's a border town.
El Paso, they probably have a lot of track phone users there.
You killing me right now, Dennis. You killing me right now, man.
So West Texas, Dennis, is more of a Verizon, and then the East and Central and East is more AT&T. Because I had
like
a
Dallas.
yeah.
They just bought that
I wouldn't use
that small Texas telco company, didn't they, Sneed? Whether the West Texas or something like that?
Right.
Yeah,
Don't
Central Texas Wireless or something.
Yeah.
Don't use Verizon in the DFW. I'm just letting you know.
We need Stetson to do
What do
a
you mean
Yeah,
review.
don't
that's a
use the,
question.
look at Dallas Fort Worth. Look at all this. It's all red.
Hold on.
Yeah.
We need Stetson
And
to
it's
do a
all
review
congested.
on
It's
ceasefire.
congested.
Yeah.
Hey Stetson,
Yeah.
we need you to do
all
a
the
review.
T-band is gone.
We need you to do a review on ceasefire, sir.
What? Where do I sign up for ceasefire?
They're the company that Verizon bought out. No, Stetson
They didn't
needs
buy
to
out
do Stetson.
Ceasefire, bro. What the hell?
Didn't they buy them out?
No, dog. Why
No,
would
they're-
Verizon's-
Ceasefire's still standalone. It's a
Verizon
private
doesn't own
company, bro.
Ceasefire is in Georgia.
Oh.
Yo, look at Florida. They're getting treated.
Mainly Mississippi.
Stetson needs to do a review of U.S. Cellular.
Oh my
No.
gosh, Dennis.
Don't
Out
do
of
that.
here.
Wait,
I
how
mean-
the hell is Verizon
No.
trash in
My
Miami
question
and
to you
Miami
guys-
Beach? How?
It's definitely inconsistent. I'll give you
Listen,
that.
Florida.
Like you have like sporadic
Florida-
little islands of C-band.
Florida
It's
is
covered.
AT&T and T-Mobile country, dude. Florida is AT&T and T-Mobile. Disney World freaking cracked out with AT&T coverage.
Yeah.
What is this cracked out,
AT&T's
bro?
good,
What are these drug references?
Exactly. Yeah. What's going on up there in Pittsburgh?
I don't
man?
know.
Is that what the
he
kids
has
are
been
doing now?
gone
Is that
a
is that
while.
what's popping in the streets right now, bro?
Dennis has been off the radar, you know.
Sneak,
Okay.
let's pull up the T-Mobile map and PR. You got it, bro. Let's do it.
And AT&T, why not?
Oh my
Also,
goodness.
Kazi agrees with me. Dennis is right. Florida's AT&T and T-Mobile country. Thank you.
Man, Dennis,
Yeah,
you were never right.
I was
Chill
about
out.
to say.
Listen,
about to say
as
Miami,
a
T-Mobile
as a
real good,
wild
man.
moose might say, I'm never wrong.
Oh, snaps.
No, he didn't.
Oh man. Okay, what am I doing with T-Mobile?
You're looking at Puerto
Josh?
Rico, apparently.
Boricua
Puerto
Morena.
Rico.
Dude, Puerto Rico is so nice, but it's so
T-Mobile-
expensive to live there.
The rum
With
is
T-Mobile's new roaming in Canada and Mexico, would you guys rather have 10 gigs a month in Canada and Mexico or 2 gigs a day, which is what Verizon does?
2 gigs a day.
2 gigs a day.
10 gigs a month, only because I'd like to be able to use that data how I please instead of being limited on a 24-hour basis.
Well, hold on, Dennis. You didn't do the math. Think the math in your head real quick while Sneed answers.
You're saying to do the math, it's 30
10.
gigs versus 15, which is what it is, Stetson. But you're also not factoring in the fact that I'm probably not going to stay a whole month in Canada. And if I was staying a whole month in Canada, then I wouldn't be using either of the two.
You'd be on AT&T.
Yeah.
right. I was about to say. If you're staying that long, it's at AT&T. No brainer.
Yeah, if I'm staying that long, it's AT&T, and if it's a short stay, then T-Mobile has the correct approach, which most people aren't going to be staying longer than I would say probably like a few days.
And if you like to throw away money per day, Verizon.
Well,
I don't know. If you do a 7-day trip, that's 1 week. That's 14 gigs on
And
Verizon.
T-Mobile's
That's
giving
really
you
good.
and T-Mobile's giving you 15.
yeah, but if you stay 1 month in Canada, let's say if you didn't have AT&T, then that's 60 gigs versus 10.
Correct.
15.
That's why you
It's
go
15,
AT&T,
not
because
10.
How
cap it
two
at 100.
2 gigs
Yeah.
a day? It's 15. 2 gigs a day. 7 is what? 14, right? 14 gigs in 7
Yep.
days. 28.
Yeah, so if you do anything more than that,
So it's 48 gigs, right? Yeah,
48.
48. Sorry.
yeah.
All right, Josh, here's the coverage map for the island of Puerto Rico.
Yeah, T-Mobile's got Puerto Rico covered.
Oh, see. He's in your
T-Mobile slaps. Look at that, guys. It's totally pink.
I know because I've been there, and the rum is good.
It's not just pink. It's got lots of mid-band.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, wait. Trevor's in the comments. If you pull up the coveragemap.com map, we have the FCC
Hey.
data all mapped out. It
What
looks
is-
sick.
Or
Really?
you can just ask Alex. Alex would know.
Yeah.
Alex is from Puerto Rico.
Wow, I didn't know you had the
Throw it in the
FCC
chat.
data too. Interesting.
Yeah, we got the FCC data map. Check it out. I just threw it in the chat. It's awesome.
All right.
Like you can see tower locations. You can see.
You added tower locations?
Yeah, they're literally dots on the map, man. Like you can just see where they are. It was like how Sneed was pointing it out. It's super cool.
Just out of curiosity, are they mountaintop?
They're not really maps. It's just kind of like where
Oh, gotcha.
the
Gotcha.
strongest signal is. You can see, oh, there's a tower here.
Gotcha. But no coordinates. All right.
Hey, here's a statement that I think everyone on the panel can agree with. The correct approach is to not put all your eggs in one basket and to have at least 2 carriers.
Correct. I agree with that.
U.S. Cellular, folks. This is
Have
what
you
you've
go
all been waiting for.
menu
U.S. Cellular, folks. We
menu
are
at the
here.
top left. You can. Oh my God, we have data. This is amazing.
Yep. U.S. Cellular is the GOAT,
And it really
especially in
it
Ohio.
really depends on your locale. It really
I'm
does.
surprised U.S. Cellular has coverage in Pennsylvania. Aren't they a Midwest company?
Too. Yeah,
This means
sometimes
that
we
somebody
get,
is
that
in
could be
Pennsylvania
someone
roaming. This means somebody is
Yeah.
in Pennsylvania roaming.
We
Yeah,
do have
they're
a problem
usually
with that right now.
They're usually a roaming partner when they're outside their main footprint. Like we have UScellular on our app
Alex
here, and
Kicks
they're
with the
trash.
super chat. Best company at 5G rollout is Verizon, hands down. 5G UW is the greatest 5G in the world, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah,
It
I
says
think-
foggy, but maybe 5G. All right, let's check
If you
out
click
the...
on a hexagon, you'll see the data speeds and performance. Like, it tells you everything. It's pretty neat.
You should do all carriers, Sneed, and pick a place. There you go.
This really is a good website. Like, you did a great job, Tessin.
There you go.
Thank
Look
you.
at all that.
It was
pixel
really
data.
crap. He
Oh
did
my
a great
god,
job.
bro! Like my eyes just. Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, so click on it. Click on one of the dark purple hexagons.
Oh, you really gotta zoom in.
Somewhere
No.
there.
Have to. You
It
can
may be
just
somewhere
click-
there,
You can
but
click on the big one.
how do you add stuff to your
Like
site?
actually click on a hexagon, Sneed.
Bro, slow your roll, bro. I'm clicking
If
on
you
a
go
place where I
to,
know there's certain
menu-
tower sites. Damn, son.
Okay.
That's Tessin.
Yeah, if you go to menu, there's an option to upload my test. If you create an account, like, you'll get your own personal speed test maps. You can see where you've been, what tests
Millimeter
you've
wave.
run, what the results have been.
Millimeter wave.
It's pretty cool.
Sneed, I'm pretty sure if that's
Yeah.
your bakery, that's
Yeah,
probably my result that I uploaded. If that's from your
Yeah.
bakery.
No, that's not the bakery. That
I
was,
have- I
this is
have to-
downtown.
I need to.
Where's your
I need to
Where's your
upload
bakery
some
at?
tests
Because
tonight,
I
right?
know
Thanks,
I know
Scarlett.
I took tests and uploaded.
Stetson, I like how you put on their best plans for this location. I like that. That's
Thank
a good
you.
touch.
Thank you. Appreciate
99%
that. Yeah,
of
we're
the
trying to
time
add
it's
a
gonna be
couple
visible
more.
or mint.
Stetson, I'm looking forward to the day where you have like kind of like Cell Mapper where it's just running in the background.
Me too, man. Me too.
He needs a mobile
That'd
app
be
for that
awesome.
first.
Here's Lakewood. They got millimeter wave.
We're working on
Let's
it.
see if it's represented. Yep, 1.2
You
gigs
gotta
down.
start somewhere.
Bakery,
Stats, you know what would be a
bakery.
really nice touch? You know how on Cell Mapper it shows like a little star of who uploaded like the points? It'd be really cool.
Yeah,
if you-
we're not doing that just yet for privacy concerns. We're keeping it anonymous when you go down to the small
There's
level.
the bakery, 1.5 gigs down. Haha.
Yep, that's probably my test that I uploaded.
Best plan here is visible.
Can you
What the
search?
hell?
It's
Can
Verizon.
you search for Can you search by zip code?
Yeah, you can search by anything.
Oh, really? Can you do 28904? That's just
Bro,
for
where's
you,
all the
that's a
speed
Google.
tests from Montana? This is bullshit. And Saskatchewan. I need Saskatchewan data right now.
And Manitoba.
And Manitoba, yes.
Yeah, if you,
That's right.
Hey, Steve,
These
can
are
I
all
ask
Everybody
you-
speed
forgets
tests.
about
Can I
Manitoba.
ask you a very off-topic question, but it's an actual question I wanted to ask you.
Thanks, Geller. Appreciate the super chat. How can I contribute to the data on the site? You can upload the CSV file from your Ookla speed test app. Stetson, do you want to? Oh, he provided it. There it is, linked.
yeah,
Yep.
I threw a
How
link
to
in the
contribute.
chat. Let's see.
Yeah, I
think
knew there was
that's-
something somewhere on there. I couldn't figure it out.
And yeah, if you click on menu, there's an option to go to a signal strength map, and that's all the FCC data mapped out. It's a heat map, so it's more detailed, more accurate. And that if you zoom into a location, like, you can see where a tower is and the kind of areas that it's covering. It's pretty neat.
I'm about to throw
Yeah,
on
I've
there
been-
a bunch of dish coverage for you, bro.
Yo, let's go,
Yeah.
Carlos! Single-handedly building out the Dish network.
Well, hey, if you look at the signal map
right.
for Verizon and compare it to AT&T, you're going to notice a lot more red hexagons than yellow hexagons.
It's true. It's true.
You're also going to notice that T-Mobile actually has stronger hexagons than Verizon in Pennsylvania.
Boost is the
apparently.
best plan for the city. What?
Whoa. Hold on. Time out. I got to ask something. What about if
Yeah.
a person, Stetson, has still a legacy Sprint SIM card. How are they supposed to upload it if it does not? The tab is not there.
I think we're either not using Sprint or we're counting it as T-Mobile. I'm honestly not sure.
I just have to pull your chain on that
do we
one.
Trust, do we trust the CSVs from Ookla if you want to get?
The answer is a big maybe. I think Stetson, do you still have the problem where if a Wi-Fi test shows Verizon, you're counting it as a cellular test? I know that was an early bug being worked on.
No, everything's fixed. Yeah, if it's Wi-Fi, we don't count it. If it's cellular, we'll count what your cellular test is. But if you're on like a hotspot, like if you're using your phone, your laptop connected to your phone's hotspot, and you run a speed test on your laptop, that'll just show up as Wi-Fi to us. So we're not able to count that. But everything you run on your phone, we're able to track.
The only problem I see with your if you're using Ookla is how they select the servers, and sometimes it's not the best server.
Yeah, you're totally right.
Even though it's supposed to. Yeah, that's the only problem I would see with using Ookla. But other than that, I like it. I like it a lot.
Thank you. Yeah, hopefully it helps people out.
Ace of Sneed, very off the wall question since it's getting late, but I want to ask you. You have family out in Turkey, right?
No, we eat turkey on Thanksgiving. I don't have family in Turkey.
That's an important clarification.
I'm sad. I was gonna ask if you knew anybody that like grew olive oil or made olive oil out there.
Not Turkey, but
Go to Greece,
yeah.
bro.
I mean,
Go to
olive.
Greece.
Yeah. I mean,
because I would love to actually import
You ever heard of
like small family farm style olive oil.
yeah. The
Oh, hey, bro, you need to go to Greece because it's single sourced.
Yeah, no, I've been to Greece. I've had olive oil in Greece. It's on another
Yeah.
level when you get it fresh and not like the grocery store stuff.
Tikanis. Big shout out to my Kala Lavendi.
I've been eating healthy. I've been eating healthy recently, so that's why I'm asking just a random question because Sneed always got the hookups for the good food.
Listen, big shout out to Nikos, Stavros, Dimitri. All right, the whole thing, bro.
Yeah, Yannis. Hey, Yannis.
Also, Sneed, are you still helping out that one company that does the shoe cleaner that you wanted me to buy?
Yeah, bro. Did you get your feet game right?
I told you I bought a couple. I didn't
Right.
use it on anything.
You didn't use it yet?
It's just sitting in a box under my kitchen table.
What? Dental. First of all, clean the screens on your phones. They're disgusting. I've seen your phones. Okay, clean the displays on your phones. Then dust off the rusty ass shoes, bro. Get the New Balances right. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. You gotta dress to impress. What are you gonna be? You're gonna be at Costco, bro, doing all your shopping. And then you're gonna see some pretty young thing here to try to get your swerve on with some busted up shoes. Come on,
I
bro.
went grocery shopping this week at Market District, Sneed. You know Market District, right?
Bro,
Dude, listen. I hadn't done some grocery shopping like this in a long while, and I was excited. I was very excited. I found some mortadella at the deli there, and I have it in my fridge. Absolutely delicious. Also managed to find different fruits that I wasn't expecting for them to carry. So I got some dragon fruit. So I got like the normal red one and then like the yellow one. That was very refreshing. Found some pink lady apples,
kind of guy.
Pink lady apples, which were hard to find. Dude, they were carrying jackfruit. So they had that. They also had this whole organic section with like sprouts, like different sprouted vegetables. And yeah, no, Market District's lit. Met a really good guy there at the deli. Found some different Genoa salami to try and some other nice cured meats. Oh, actually, I've been getting some meats from a local farm, which is why I've been driving out towards like that Newcastle area. It's called Milk House, and dude, they got like they're fresh slaughtering lambs, they're fresh slaughtering cows, they're fresh slaughtering pigs, and I've been eating good from that too.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh man, lamb is good.
As you could tell, it's 11:20, and I'm probably getting hungry, which is why I'm thinking about food. But
yo, as of right now, Dennis probably has a mortadella stain on his white T-shirt right now as we speak.
You wait before. First off, you assume I'm wearing a T-shirt. Secondarily,
And on his New Balance, which he's gonna have
secondarily,
to clean
does it? Wait, I just want to clarify. Do you even know what mortadella is by chance? Steve?
Absolutely, I do.
All right, Carlos, do you know what mortadella is? Because I know a lot of Americans don't know what it is.
No.
So mortadella, okay,
It's baloney, bro.
is a town. Whoa! Don't insult it.
It's
Really,
salami.
bro?
What is it,
Really?
like a salami?
Are you
It's the-
freaking serious?
It's the OG Italian bologna.
It's
okay?
baloney, bro. It's freaking baloney. Stop
It's
trying
not
to
that.
make it
It's
sound
not
fancy.
that. It's not that Oscar
See,
Mayer
this is
BS.
this is that bullshit, bro. Listen up,
What?
bro. Dennis, the kind
Why
of
is he-
guy where
very good.
you show Dennis a picture of Miss Piggy. You tell him, yo, that's a pig, and Dennis be like, no, it's a world class entertainer. You feel me?
Listen,
No,
the Oscar Mayer,
you show
the
him a
Oscar
fact.
Mayer stuff is just basic baloney. Okay, mortadella is the OG legit thing. I mean, it literally has the chunks of fat, like you can see it. You can see the spices that are used, and it has a totally different taste from American style bologna.
Yeah, but it's still baloney.
Yeah, but
It's
that's
like
like
this
calling
spam
that's like calling the really cheap flank a nice steak at a restaurant, right? Like you wouldn't compare filet mignon to a flank steak, right?
Yeah, but it's a fillet
Right, and mortadella is the fillet.
of baloney.
That's a mignon.
It's a mignon, bro. Damn, son.
Oh,
No, that's not how you. That's how Latrell says it, bro.
Yes, Mr. Anonymous understands. It's another level. He'll let me get away with the bad pronunciation because he understands.
What do you mean I have to
Yeah,
try
wrap
it?
it
We
with bacon.
carry it at the bakery. I don't have to try anything. I know all of this. You guys act like I'm brand new to this. I've been in the game for years.
Then if you did know that, then you're assaulting every Italian by comparing comparing mortadella to
hey.
American Oscar Mayer bologna.
Bro, it's still baloney.
Whoa. Wait, hold on, Sneed. Dennis, what kind of bread do you put mortadella on?
What kind of bread?
If you say wonder, I'm gonna slap you. Yeah.
Kind of. Well, I personally like the multigrain Pepperidge Farm bread.
Yeah, bro, you
But-
gotta do it
but-
with the Italian bread. Come on.
But
Yeah.
at Market
See?
District, they
See?
have a
Look,
really
look.
nice sourdough bread that I've been buying that I also
Oh.
like to use for my sandwiches.
You know what this reminds me of, bro? This is like somebody saying, "Oh, this place has great mozzarella sticks." Like, you guys gotta be freaking kidding me. It's fried cheese. You feel me?
I mean,
How great can it really be?
I mean that sounds like a person that hasn't had a really good mozzarella stick.
Oh my
It's a
God,
fondant,
man.
bro. A fondant.
All right, Dennis, you've crossed the line, bro. First, you messed up with the foot game, with the kicks. Now you're doing the whole mortadella thing, bro.
Sneed, I love you, man. I love you, man. Also, if you come down to Pittsburgh, let me know. There's a local meadery that opened up about an hour away from me, but they got some really good meads that they make and some really good wines. I'll pick some up if you let me know in advance. I assume you
I
drink wine.
don't do the vino, dog. So
You don't do wine?
Oh,
No.
hey, let me tell you something.
Listen, bro.
Dennis,
When you go
Japan,
to prison, you got two options, bro. You either join a gang or you become Muslim. You know what I'm saying? You got to pick something.
Yeah, but I thought wine was something that you could drink. I guess not.
No, dog.
hey, Dennis, when you go to Japan,
Yeah.
if you see a bottle with a snake in it, don't drink it.
If I see a bottle with a snake,
Yes.
why would I drink
You'll
from
know
a bottle with a
when you
snake?
go there. Because it's like a very, it's a delicacy over there, bro. And it's a poisonous snake.
Yeah, I don't mess with snakes, but I will drink some nice whiskeys when I'm in Japan.
Okay.
Drinking sake on a Suzuki, bro.
I didn't say sake, I said whiskey. But I will drink sake as well, and I won't be driving while drinking. That's
Are you-
dangerous.
Are you going to drink their imports?
They import Budweiser.
Why would I go to the airport?
He's a Bud.
You couldn't see my face because there's no camera on the screen, but I want you to know you had a very
Well, I can't
perplexed
see your face anyway.
Yo, Dennis on that Bud Light, dog.
I can't see your face.
Listen.
He's on that Bud Light.
I drink IPAs for beer, okay? In fact,
Yeah, right, bro. You're probably on that Pabst right now, bro. Sipping a Pabst as we talk.
I don't even keep beer in the house, but when I do drink a beer, I drink a good IPA. I like the Southern Tier. I like Southern Tier Brewery here in Pittsburgh. They make some decent IPAs. I like their juicy IPAs.
Bro, I'm gonna start calling you Eugene Jr.
Eugene Jr.
Whoa.
Yeah, you sound like something Mike Sievert would drink.
Hey, listen, if Mike Sievert wants to adopt me, I'm cool with that.
What the hell?
I'm cool with that. I mean, hey, he's pretty wealthy.
Wait, I thought you were gonna marry that Roberts dude's daughter.
I mean, I could be adopted by Sievert and still marry into the Roberts family. Hey, I wouldn't turn down getting into a wealthy family. Okay.
Hold on, man. We gotta ask Brian something. Brian, you there?
Brian,
You fell
I
asleep.
wonder if we still got him. Damn. Okay, maybe he'll be back.
He's here. He had me.
I'm here, guys. I'm here.
All right, Brian. Listen, man.
Welcome back.
Dennis, this is like word for word. Dennis said he doesn't need water, he needs fiber. He will gladly trade all the water in the world.
Not all the water, the running
fiber.
water. The running water. Like tap water,
Yeah.
running water.
There's video evidence of this.
What how do you respond to that? Like what do you think?
I don't mean to jump in here, but to me it just sounds like you're in for some digestive problems.
I didn't say all the water. The statement was I would trade having running water, so like the utility of running water to my house, in exchange for fiber, because fiber is more important. And I would go to the local well and put it in a bucket if I had to, and bucket my water in just to have good fiber, than have the inverse of running water and no fiber.
Bro, you're not eating the fiber, are you? Like a skunk cake?
I mean, I'm eating a pretty high
you
fiber
should
diet.
consult a health professional before you make those kinds of, brash statements, Dennis. That seems really problematic to me.
Listen, my diet is very healthy right now. I've been eating lots of leafy spring mix salads with just a couple tablespoons of olive oil on it, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Throwing in some tomatoes sometimes throwing in a little bit of alfalfa, sprouted alfalfa. Eating a couple apples. Eating a couple apples, eating a couple bananas.
Yo, Dennis, on that arugula, dog. Heavy on that arugula game. Mustard greens, collard greens, anything green. If it's leafy, he's eating. Dandelion,
I'm not picky.
Swiss chard.
Hey, dandelion's actually good, Sneed.
It is. I know. I get it. But you were talking about leafy greens, so I mean, I named everything leafy.
You got that baby kale?
Yeah, the baby kale, dog. Little,
Listen, I'll take a picture of my fridge. It's full of healthy food right now. I've been eating good. I've been eating clean. I'm on a.
Did you clear out the Taco Bell sauce?
Oh man.
I'm on a kick to be healthy and lose some weight. Keep the cholesterol in check.
It sounds to me like Dennis may be trying to impress a little young thing, maybe.
No, I'm trying not to have a heart attack by 40.
Wow. Well, he did talk about Dennis Jr. earlier.
I was putting two and two together, you feel me?
Nah, like legit, I'm trying not to have a heart attack.
Yeah.
Like
You're a teacher, you got it down.
Trying to keep the cholesterol healthy, get that HDL up and that LDL down. I've cut all vegetable oils out of my diet.
That's great, Dennis.
No canola oil, no vegetable oil, no corn oil, none of that.
How are your triglycerides, dog?
That's awesome.
Terrible, which is why I changed my diet around recently.
You're not eating 15,000 calories anymore?
I never was. I was just eating. Listen, it wasn't that I was eating a ton of calories. It's just I wasn't eating good food. Like I was literally living off of like frozen pizza and freaking chicken nuggets.
And what did I tell you about that a year ago?
Yeah, I was about to say, Lois, do you want to jump in on this?
I was living off frozen pizza, spam, and like chicken nuggets. Like,
This is disgusting, bro. Who does that?
well, now I'm not. I'm eating fresh fruits, which I'm
Oh,
enjoying
my goodness.
the flavor. I really
That's
like dragon fruit. It's
disgusting.
really good. But I've been eating fresh fruits, lots of salad. Dude, I start my morning off with just plain yogurt, and what I do is I'll take I'll scoop out a couple spoonfuls of plain yogurt, and I got like this like dry ranch seasoning,
hold
and I'll
on.
make it into a ranch dressing, and I'll have some carrots, I'll cut up an apple real quick.
Are you on that Chef Boyardee, Dennis?
Bro,
Nope.
bro, why are you on
He went
yogurt
through
first
ju-
thing in the morning?
That's what
bro?
happened.
What do you mean?
Why are you
That's
on
what
yogurt
happened
first?
to Dennis. He went through junk food rehab. That's why he was gone.
Oh, no, but why are you doing yogurt first thing in the morning, bro? That's usually something when a woman has a
that's
yeast infection would do.
man.
What?
Well,
Dennis, you have a yeast infection?
What?
no, but why am I eating yogurt in the morning? Because it's filling.
Oh.
It's a healthy fat and it's got a good amount of protein to it, so it keeps me full longer.
Oh, okay.
Dennis,
okay,
when did
okay.
you get a yeast infection?
Jesus Christ. You know, I'm making good life choices and you guys
You
are
got-
busting my balls.
No,
He's got
no,
that-
no. We're
he's got
proud of you,
that
bro. We're proud of you.
Apodopoulos.
Should have already lost like 4 pounds.
Bro, listen, they got doctors that can, provide you with a good pap smear and, get things checked out, dog.
Fuck
Yeah,
me.
it takes a
Sneed.
shot, bro.
Sneed, if you need to confirm what
No, I don't want to
have-
confirm anything. No.
No,
I take
no.
it all back.
No,
You're right.
no,
I'm
no.
wrong. That was stupid of me. I'm sorry.
Jesus.
Oh my god,
Happy
bro! It's 11:30, dog. I got work in the morning. There's a 1,000-degree oven that I gotta date with tomorrow.
Oh yeah, Sneed, one more thing that you need to, get on the agenda of things to do. When are you gonna build that new PC, man?
Dude, I was just talking to my brother about it today, actually.
I literally just got my 4090 installed a couple weeks ago on mine. So my PC's fully fleshed, and I sold my old 2080 Ti to a buddy of mine and upgraded his rig. It's time for you to do an upgrade, Sneed. The 5800X 3D is on sale.
Let's see what the tax return has in store.
Listen, that's why I bought my 4090 was because of my tax return. I was happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Dennis, you don't have a wife, buddy.
I don't
Yeah,
have a
sure.
life or a wife.
A wife.
Well, that's all the more reason why Sneed
So
should
those
be
are-
upgrading. He's got dual income.
Yeah. it's just-
Shucks, he could have more income. Put the kids to work.
Jesus.
Bro, I literally
No,
think my
no, she-
oldest daughter, I think she's legit like 3 years away from helping me with the productions. 2-3 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I don't think we're too far off. So like when she's 10, it's going down, son. It's going down, son.
You
The
just
channel's
gotta-
going
you gotta
automated.
Take care of that pet duck.
Yeah.
You gotta take care of the
You
duck.
should just
though.
make a separate channel for Yasmin, dude.
Yeah, she'd be a star. Dude, she's adorable.
Probably have
Everybody
a
loves
million
her. Everywhere we go,
subscribers.
they just she's like a magnet, bro.
She's a 7 yet?
Yeah, she's 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
Going on 17.
Basically.
I know how that goes.
Yeah.
I know how that goes.
Yeah. What do you got the 2, right? Hey Raph, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, mine's turning 7 next month.
Are you body slamming your boys yet? Because they get kind of rough, man.
Oh man, between the 7 and the 4-year-old, I don't have a chance.
Hey, yo,
They're-
Carlos,
they're
I got a
soft.
question for you, homie.
Yeah.
Is
What's
it
up,
safe
what's
to drink? Is it safe to drink tap water yet? You gave me that call about the whole East Palestine incident that happened over in Ohio. Is it safe to drink tap?
I mean, I would look into your municipality and see if they, but I would say no, because I would say no, not yet.
I've been drinking that bottled water per your instruction.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's not
All right, guys,
good.
we're gonna shut down the show. We're done, man. I got work
we've
in the
been
morning.
done. We're just talking
Yeah.
about random stuff.
Big shout out to Dennis. Big shout out to the caller, Stetson, and everybody else that called. Big shout out to Bryant, Carlos. Appreciate you guys, Carlos. Thanks for holding down the lines. Big shout out to everybody who offered super chats, everybody that rated this video, all the commenters in the live chat, as well as I guess anybody who shared the video too. That's really important to the channel. So thank you guys for taking the time to do that. If you haven't done so yet, please do rate the video, the live stream, and share it. If you got social media, if you got friends that might be interested in network technologies, plans, consumer information when it comes to cellular, mobile technologies, let them know about the SMT. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it for an awesome show. You guys are the goats. And we out this piece.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.